The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters and any guests and do not reflect the views, thoughts, and opinions of any of the sponsorships or affiliates of thereof.
You are now tuned to the Lake Talk 801.
What to do with your boys from the Lake Talk 801 podcast, where we shine light on local artists and entrepreneurs. To my right, I got Fonzie.
Yo, what's up?
And myself, G Daddy Funk. Last episode, we had Heidi. Shout out to her. She came by and talked about her book.
Yes.
Financial Literacy.
Buying Time.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to read it. I feel like everybody needs to get a listen on that one, just to, because everybody knows how to make money, but nobody knows how to. Not a lot of people know how to manage it. So
that's right.
So I feel like that's beneficial. And yeah, so shout out to Heidi.
Yes, sir. Other than that, what's up, man?
Man, this is same old. Been
Yeah?
busy. Yeah, bro. We need to get this shit together, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's still a work in progress. We've done a lot. We put lights up. We kind of patched up some holes. So we need to paint and make this thing look nice and
presentable.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
But yeah, man, we're here. We're loving it, man. I think this is a dope little spot. We still, like I said, it's a work in progress. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but yeah,
definitely.
man. Hey, last time we went to Vibras.
Yeah.
With our guy Mike.
Yeah.
And bro, it was a trip because I told Santo, like, look, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna go, but if I do go, then I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And it was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of drinking.
Yeah.
I had to work the next day. I was happy though, because I didn't wake up hungover.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah, I woke up ready to go, and yeah, I was surprised, bro. I was like, hell yeah.
I wish I had menudo a little bit that morning, because I kind of did.
Oh, you're feeling it?
Yeah, I was feeling it a little bit, not too bad, but I was feeling it. So yeah.
Shit, nah, I was good.
Yeah, some menudo, and I think I would have been good. But yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, and then after that, after work, Friday, I went to go ball up for the first time in like 6 months.
How was that?
I'm still sore.
For real?
Fuck yeah, bro. That shit's a lot. And then I'm the type of player that when I defend, I'm on somebody. Like
you're on their ass.
Yeah, so I'm up and down, and yeah, I'm still tired right now. Nah, but yeah, bro, it was cool.
Well, that's cool. I'm starting to coach my kids' basketball. Why I started a while back, and it's, this weekend's the last game.
Yeah,
and it feels good. I think I'm gonna do it again. I think I'm gonna coach again.
Next year?
Yeah.
Hey,
next season.
It's tough. But yeah, if you could do it, that'll be dope.
Yeah, it is tough, man. But it's tough because the kids don't listen because they're so young and they just want to go out there and play, and they feel like they're Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
Yeah.
Whoever they feel like. But I think it's LeBron James right now. Anyways, but like, once they get to know, at least once they got to know me, they're starting to listen more. Like, okay, all right, coach. It was funny. One of the kids is all like, coach, I don't know if we're gonna beat them. All those kids are taller than me. I'm like, man, look at me. I play against tall motherfuckers. It doesn't matter.
Damn, you cussed at him like that?
Yeah, I cussed at him. Little fucking asshole. Because he's calling me short, man. He's putting me on blast. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I'm just kidding. I didn't cuss at him. But
Yeah. Nah, I'm just
in my head I was cussing. What the hell? Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Guiding these little kids and coaching them, and yeah, man, it's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
So next season for sure, man.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm hitting the mic with my nose.
Any new music you've heard, man?
There is some new music that I've heard. I know K the dog. He showed me some music that he has in the works or whatever. And bro, it's fire, man. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was crazy because we met up at Vibras, and it just so happened that what's his name was Kid Poetic, and
Cuenca and Glocko.
Yeah, and he showed me some music, bro. Like, damn, that's some heat.
Oh hell yeah!
And Cuenca or Kid Poetic, he surprised me, man. So Yeah, shout out to them, man. And
For sure.
that's what it is, bro. But
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yes, sir.
What
about you?
Damn, one that I could let's see. I kind of put you and myself on the spot on that one. Who has released something?
I don't know.
Recently.
I know Stunna V released
Stunna
something.
V, also Do Me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, but bro, that's the thing with me. Like I suck with names of songs. Like I could go on my Spotify and find the songs, but like right off the top of my head, I'm not good at that.
All right, let's talk about that because because usually if a song is good,
Yeah,
I could remember the name, right? Because it sticks.
That's
And
true.
you're like, okay, well, what's the name of that song? And you look at the title, it's like, damn, I like this song. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I, at least for me. So would you say? Oh, damn, what the fuck? Would you say that that the song is alright, but it's not the best? You know what I'm saying? Like when things like that happen, like it's not memorable.
No, because there's some DJ Quick songs that I like, and there's some other artists that I really like that I can't remember their names.
Oh, so
or
it's
what
just,
album they are.
So it's just us then. That we just our memory.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. We suck at that shit. But yeah.
Okay.
The artist we have today.
Yeah.
I was going through his catalog.
Yeah.
And this was like when we first wanted to get him on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh damn, some great music,
right?
Great music. There was one that stood out to me, man, and it's called Prayer Hands, and that song, man, I was like, damn, it was like he was being vulnerable and kind of letting people know the struggles, right? So let introduce our guest, Fonzie.
All right. Well, our guest, man. And you know what? I'm gonna sound all professional on this one, man. But it is what it is because this guy he takes his craft serious. So let's just introduce my guy Mike Styles, man. He's a rising hip hop artist based in Salt Lake City with influences ranging from J. Cole, Big Sean to Usher and LL Cool J. My guy, he has over 4 million streams and. On his collaboration with Out of Townerz. And as a matter of fact, Out of Townerz, there's a music video that they made, and they actually filmed it in our hometown. San Pedro, California. Under the Vincent Thomas Bridge.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man.
We have
Mike Styles, man.
What's happening,
Our
fellas?
guy,
Hey,
man. What's going on?
Hey, man, thank you so much. Excuse me for that introduction. Man, I'm just feeling good, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm very excited to be on this podcast today.
I'm glad.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
Definitely.
And I just love what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Highlight the local music scene. And as we kind of talked about before I started, it was just really just wanting to get in a few more communities out here. Really touch base with as many different creators that we have in this city, this state, that I feel are doing amazing things, and you guys fall into that community. So
Good
I'm
now,
happy
man.
to be here. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Well, we're glad to have you, bro. And like I told you when you came in, I definitely want to get your story. First and foremost, are you from Utah? Are you born and raised here in Utah?
Nah, I'm actually born and raised in Indiana.
Indiana.
So, small town called Shelbyville.
Okay.
It was about 19,000 people when I graduated a minute ago. But just 20 minutes southeast of Indianapolis.
Okay.
So I'm a Hoosier, born and raised.
Hey.
Midwest kid. So
That's dope.
That's what's up.
What made you come to Utah?
yeah, so basically how it all breaks down, I try to tell this story so concise because there's so many pieces and parts to it. But ultimately I was in Dayton, Ohio. I had served in the Air Force, so I did 4 years in the Air Force, and then decided I wanted to get out and actually, pursue this music thing. So that was back in 2013.
Okay.
2013, 2014. And then from there, I spent like 5-6 years really just trying to, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Living on my own. I had a girl at the time, so we lived together for a little bit. And then, was doing local shows. Putting our own gigs together at local bars, place called One Eye Jacks. We had W.O. Wrights. I was really doing my music thing out in Dayton, built a real following, had you know, a great friend group, my brothers for life. You know, so I had a real support system, and it gave me kind of my first opportunity to do music. But throughout that process of trying to just figure it out, you know, I was going to school, trying to make that work, you know, saying, hey, I'm going to get a degree because Granny always wanted me to get one. I just want to get one, you know what I'm saying, before she passed away, you know, rest her soul. You know, didn't get it. It's okay, though, you know. But at the time, you know, I was pursuing that, trying to make music happen, being young, being wild in my 20s. And the day just came where I got really depressed, man. I got real depressed. I've been bouncing around job to job, working at the mall, you know, wasn't getting promoted and shit, like getting false promises, really just understanding that, you know, the world don't love you like you thought it did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was going through that on my own. Damn. You know, and my friend group was there, but in reality, I kind of felt like, you know, I was just unable to grow at that time in that environment. You know, I felt like I tried everything, you know, to get over the hump. And then lessons that life was trying to teach me, I wasn't able to learn it in that place. And I felt like I exhausted all my options. So called my homie Credit. Grew up with him my whole life. You know, we've known each other since we was like 7. Okay. And the crazy story with that, like I said, there's so many like little tree branches from this thing. You know, Credit, why he's so important is because, you know, my mom passed away when I was 8 years old, right? Oh, damn. Yeah, crazy, wild situation. She had a large heart. Well, Credit was one of my only friends at the time. Like, we was on the same T-ball team, same second grade class. And then his mom came to the funeral. I don't know why. Like, it just is what it is. Yeah. She gave me a note card, had all the information on it. She's like, you never need anything, just hit us up. I'm a little 8-year-old kid. I have no idea what possessed her to come look out for me, but she did. And then that turned into the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? So Josh was out here. He graduated from Purdue. He'd been out here 6 years, doing real well for himself. Was kind of managing my music career, like helping make financial decisions. You know, I was on the road a little bit. I toured from 2016 to 2018. Did the HBCU circuit, so all the historical like black colleges, university. I was like Alabama A&M, and I was down like Dillard University. Man, we was really out there rolling. We was deep. Dalton State. What's happening?
Was it popping then? Like,
yeah. Okay. Like, you know, 2016 was one of the best years of all time in general. So like, I just got a booking agent back then. Shout out to Terrell, Too Deep Entertainment. Yes, sir. And you know, life was good on that front, but financially I couldn't get ahead, man. I was ass backwards on everything, you know, behind on card notes, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul, all this different shit, because it was just, I didn't have a I guess, financial mindset, you know. I didn't know what I was lacking at the time, you know. So I called Josh and was like, dog, this is where it's at. We at rock bottom. First time I ever told anybody about my finances. One of them situations.
What was that easy? Telling them like, hey man, like,
nah, because I felt I failed in a way. Yeah. You know, that's big bro. Yeah. We're same exact age, but it's just like I had to go to big bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a man, I'm humble. I could put that aside to do it, but was it difficult to tell someone who is doing well in their life and always been really, really good at everything they do, like he was best basketball player, the best football player, you know, all of these things, like very, very successful to this point in his life, still achieving at the highest level. So to tell, you know, your brother that you came up with for the first time in your adult life, the truth about how you was living, that was very hard. But with all that being said, brothers rise up, and that's what he did. He said, move to Utah. You know, I kind of laughed at it because I didn't know it was here. I was like, Utah, bro.
What is Utah?
Y'all motherfuckers out here. Johnny Utah? Like, what's up? You know, Keanu Reeves? That's it. That's all I know. You know, so 6 months goes by, and then we ended up getting an eviction notice. Yeah, Marcus, what's up? Me and my brother Marcus, man, that's my dog. But you know, we was just cycling roommates in and out the house. You know, we was just trying to get it right, and we just couldn't. And when that eviction notice hit, I was like, that's it. Damn. I was like, you got to go. I was like, you got to go, man. We was hopping around apartment to apartment. You know, I was sleeping on people's couches at one point. Like, it was just is what it was. We was just trying to figure it out. We was holding it down, but at that point I was like, man, I had to spread my wings. So called Josh back. I said, your couch still open? He said, yep. Sold everything I could. Packed up my little BMW. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coco. Crazy, right? You whipping a BMW, but really you ain't got shit. You broke as hell. Yeah. Yes, I was that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's terrible, you know. I just bought a lemon. That's what happened. It was fun. That's another story. That's another story, man. You know what I'm saying? The Beamer was clean.
You made lemonades, bro. You made lemonade. That's what it was.
335 XI. Shorties was ready, though. But anyways, we drove the Beamer out here. And then I got a job and pretty much doubled my income within, the first year I was out here. Got a good job. That's what I came for.
Yeah.
Got to see Josh and his wife Kirsten get married in Hawaii, a destination wedding. Things that I was not going to be able to do in my situation when I was in Ohio. I didn't have bread. I didn't have good jobs. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't making them type of decisions. So, to come out here and really risk that, trusting someone else, but someone else to believe in me, it's everything to me. So to live up to that now and to look back where I was in 2018 when I got here, I'm blessed.
Huge difference.
I'm blessed.
So let's go back a little bit, bro. Because so you're 8 years old. Your mom passes away, bro. You went with grandma, I'm assuming, or your pops, or
yeah. So I went with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had split custody, so it was like 50-50.
Okay.
I think it was every other weekend, 1 or 2 days of the week. So it wasn't like we always saw my dad. So we went straight to my dad.
Okay. After that.
Yeah.
And then how was that like with your pops?
Yeah, so, it's funny because I didn't really understand what he went through until just, 1 or 2 years ago. And I still don't know, like, if I completely got to ask all the questions I wanted to ask. Like, hey, man, you were 36. Your ex-wife who you were, trying to work things out with, passes away suddenly. Mm-hmm. And now you got to raise your 2 kids. Mentally, how the hell do you deal with that? Yeah. And we're talking, this is 98.
Damn.
Mental health.
Nah, that's not. No one speaks about that.
And he was from, way back when, 80s and shit. So it's like men didn't talk about nothing.
Fuck no.
So he got to just, man that up, right?
Yeah.
So I realized all that, but looking back, understanding that now, it's like I'm like, yo, you did a damn good job at what you had. So what that situation really looked like is we moved in. Where was we at? Furthest back I can go, we had this house on the corner on Taylor Street in Shelbyville. This gray house with his girlfriend Kim at the time. I was sleeping on little couches and stuff, but then after my mom passed, we were back and forth with him and my grandmother. She had extra bedrooms, stuff like that, her house.
And when you say your grandmother, is this your mom's mom or your dad's mom?
My dad's mom.
Your dad's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called the Brewer side of the family. It was my pop's side. So,
okay.
Anyways, so we was back and forth with Granny and Dad for a little bit. Moved in a house down the street. Dope 2-story house. Life got good. Everything pretty solid. Couple years into that though, we just started struggling with bread. Pops got laid off. Damn. There was this company called Pets.com. Way back in the day. It was like BarkBox before BarkBox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. And they used to sell all kinds of pet toys and everything, and it could get just shipped to your crib and shit. Like, people, I'm really dating myself here, but that's what the early 2000s was like, man. You really had to mail shit to people.
Yeah.
Wait, so around this time, how was school? I mean, were you going to school, or were you ditching, or how Utahns say sloughing?
Nah, so we went to counseling, like me and my sister, for a little bit. Didn't really do much. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty quiet. At that time, I was pretty quiet about my feelings. I'll talk all day. But I used to be in trouble for talking so fucking much.
But I mean, like you said, all right, it wasn't a thing to talk about your feelings.
To express yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I was kind of just numb to the situation, to be real with you.
That's interesting. That we weren't able to as men, we weren't able to express ourselves. But then again, we had songs like NWA that would express yourself.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think it would be the opposite, but it never was.
Well, they were expressing themselves in that one way. Yeah,
true.
Being like, "Hey, I'm blackity black."
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
I'm a motherfucking name Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? He's like, they're representing, I think, in that mindset versus the other side of like
you're hurting.
But it is
inside,
ironic.
let's talk.
It is ironic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, I mean, school was kind of cool for me with the mom situation for the most part. I mean, I had anger issues, so.
Well, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, how was your school? Environment. Like, how were you a good student? Were you not?
Oh yeah. I was good. I was able to hold it together. So long story short, it was like, it was crazy, man. So it's like, so I'm 8. I'm just tell y'all a story because shit's nuts.
Okay.
So I'm 8 years old. I'm asleep. I hear some noise and shit. So I get up. I go out of my room. I look down. It's in the dining room of our household. Mom's on the ground, surrounded by paramedics. And all I remember is looking. We got a kid in here. I turned around, bolted back my room, shut the door, dove under my covers. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Safety blanket. I had my Jeff Gordon DuPont NASCAR outfit on. Don't forget, I'm from Indiana.
I was about to say, wait.
Yeah, we like racing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Black people like racing, all right? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, thank you for clarifying that,
bro.
You
know what I mean? It's cool. It's okay. Yeah. So I had that on, because I used to sleep in it. And then I just remember when we, headed to the hospital, my sister was crying hysterically, but I was just chilling. I'm just holding her. I'm just like, it's going to be good. It's going to be all right. We get to the hospital. I remember my pops coming in from work. And at this, I still ain't broke. I'm just chilling, And eventually they come out and they're like, they tell my dad and he comes over, he sits down and he's like, hey, kids, I just want to let you know, your mom's not coming back. Damn. And I just lost it. First I cried, puddle on his chest, huge. But the whole time through the whole situation, I didn't cry right up until that point. So I guess I tell that side of the story because, from that day forward, I just had to be strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, there's, I don't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of innate. I don't know how I was able to be so resilient at such a young age. To not have, there's issues that came with it, which is a whole nother story. But, looking back at young Mike versus, me versus how my sister handled it, was crazy. So I was solid in school. My sister was a straight A student until she was in 5th grade. After my mom passed away, it was just she kind of just fell out the way.
Damn.
The reason I ask all these questions and it's because in one of your songs that I've heard and I think it's probably the one that you just recently sent us, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been listening to a lot of music, right? But you talk about you grew up in a crack house, in a crack home. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay, so does that pertain to that, to your mom's passing?
Yeah. There's a few plays on that.
Okay.
I said grew up in a cracked home, silver spoon with a black tone. So, basically, my dad was an addict.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My dad did crack cocaine. So, and he's sober now. Okay. He's good. He's recovered.
What's up?
Shout out to Big Dad, my pops, baby.
Shout out.
And he's a proud recovered addict. And he's my father.
Like he should be.
As he should be. And he's my father. But at that time, based on how he was processing things, he felt he needed to do those things. So therefore, there was some neglect and there was, trauma. There was damage from that. It just is what it is. We've had these conversations as grown men, which I'm grateful and blessed to have been able to do that within the last year or so. So, men, talk to your fathers if you care to do that. You know what I'm saying? It heal yourself. You know what I'm saying? We deserve to have these conversations. I know they're hard. I know they're difficult, but the cycles won't get broken unless we have a conversation, especially as black men. So that's what this shit really about.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of took it as a crack home. There's a crack in the house, right?
Yeah. It's both of them.
Okay.
Okay. Came from a cracked home. Broken.
Yeah.
But cracked. There was crack cocaine being smoked in my home. Therefore, I already lost mom, and now pops is present but not present at moments and times. Right.
Right.
And that led to other things. As we got older, I was an athlete. Football, basketball, baseball, track. Did it all.
Wow.
Shout out to the Ville. HAC Conference Championship. Let's get it.
Damn, okay. And what? Did you say?
Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's our one little claim to fame back there. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, bro?
Only one in the school history.
Damn. To this day.
To this day.
All right.
Shout out them Golden Bears, boy. Class of 08.
What position?
Corner.
Corner. Okay.
Yeah, it was a corner, wide receiver, running back if needed to be.
That's dope.
In that order.
Okay. Where did music come into play? Like, when did you start loving music?
Yeah, so I always loved just music in general. So back to Pops.
Yeah.
Man, grew up with the craziest CD collection, man. I tell you, I'm talking like everything on the wall. Parliament Funkadelic, James Brown, Steely Dan, Sting. We had Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jimi Hendrix, Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Pac, 112, like LSG, that's Gerald Levert and them boys, Keith Sweat, like Bootsy Collins. Like, I had to go in depth because this is where my musical background comes from. We had 215s, the 6-disc CD changer, like the big stack tower, crazy. Turn it past 25, cops is getting caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, big old system like that. So my whole life, like from the time I can remember, there was always music being played in our household. So, that was really, really cool. And that's how I fell in love with music initially.
Yeah.
And then I loved to dance.
Okay.
I really loved to dance growing up. I loved to be the center of attention. And it started with prayer. I got asked to pray. My first memory was like 5 years old. And they asked me to be the prayer circle. And I don't know, the people's reactions made me feel really, really good. And I had a natural gift and knack for being able to connect with people with my words. And I did that through, Christ at the time. Yeah. I still do in a lot of different ways. But then it was through, my church and my upbringing. And from there, like I said, I wanted to dance, so I really wanted to be a background dancer for Usher.
Oh, okay. Does that?
Okay. No cap.
That's cool.
What's wrong with that though? I mean, I think that's dope.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Because he was like, man, he was just the coldest. I mean, look, he full circle moment with obviously Super Bowl. I'm a lifetimer fan, so shout out to him. But yeah, I just wanted to dance. I like to dance, and I was like, man, you get to travel the world with all of these cool ass artists that are the best of the best, and you get to just back them up every night.
Yeah,
like imagine being Chris Brown backup dancer. You just out there like, what's up, bro? Let's hit it. Hey, give me a check. Let's go to the next one.
On to the next one.
Yeah. So I was like, let's do that.
That's cool. That's dope that you mentioned Usher. I remember I went to school with Miguel. The singer, right? Miguel. And back in the day, it was crazy to find out that dude was writing music for Usher. Like when we were in high school, and I was like, I tripped out on that. Like, man, Usher. So the reason I say that because it's like it's a trip that Usher was like a big thing for us, even me.
Yeah.
That My Way album, that shit was a dope ass fucking album, crazy. Dog. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But anyway, so what made you look up to Usher? Just because he was the shit, or the way he danced, or what?
It's probably because it really is the appreciation for him as an entertainer.
Okay.
That was the big thing that my dad used to just preach about, of like why he liked certain artists. Don't be a Memorex artist. Back in the day you had Memorex CDs and tapes and things like that. And he's like, Memorex is you just press play. Yeah. He's like, don't be that. You should be able to want to do it live. You should be able to move. You should be able to work the audience. You should be able to go to the left side. You should be able to go to the right side. You should be able to stand in the middle.
Yeah, that's crazy that you say that because we've been, truly dedicated. You perform in that,
and Utah verse
as well. And that's one thing that I noticed about you, bro. Like you're when you were working the crowd, it's like you were on the left, you were on the right, you were everywhere, and you were like, you know what I'm saying, engaging with the crowd. And now I thought that was dope. I was like, okay, I don't see a lot of these dudes doing that. Yeah. And then you know what I'm saying, you were by yourself and you were doing all this. It's like you were rapping, singing, and you know what I'm saying, engaging with the crowd. That's a lot of people don't do that.
Thank you.
So that it kind of led you to do. Your dad was putting you up on game.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Because it's like Usher did all those things.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I could talk about Michael all day.
Michael's dope.
Michael did those things.
Right.
They put on shows. They captured you in moments and they just held you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? At a moment in time. And, you know, that's something I always continue to aspire to do, is create moments with people, you know, up close and personal, to connect with you on just an emotional, energetic level through music, sound, and vibrations. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so music is a form of communication.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just vibrations. So, you know, to be able to do that is very, very special.
Yeah.
But to put them all together, you know, all those guys were considered the best. You know, let's keep it a buck. I'm an athlete. I like to compete.
Yeah.
Them dudes was considered the best. I was like, so if you want to be the best, you got to be like them.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do. I just watch them and try to emulate them and put my own spin on everything.
And that's dope, bro. Like you should, bro.
Yeah.
Man, so okay, so now we were talking about what you mentioned. I'm sorry, because you said you went back to, you asked him a question.
Oh, about like his music. How did you? When did you start? When did you know that, hey, this is something I want to do?
Oh,
making
yeah.
music.
I'll say like profession. I'll say it was two things. When I was 16, I got my heart broken for the first time. So
that does it.
yeah, every time.
Every time.
And I was always a good writer, English, all of that. Always told incredible stories. Could move people. You know, so I was like, all right. So I was always writing, and I started writing songs. And then at 16, I wrote songs like, I was doing more like kind of R&B stuff. I was trying to sing. I wanted to be like Usher, you know what I'm saying? But the voice didn't come around. So eventually through that process of just writing songs and going through that, I kind of started to rhyme things a little bit more than what I was before. Okay. And I was like, oh, you should just start rapping, bro, for real. Because I was already freestyling. I was battling people on the basketball bus.
Oh, okay.
We was getting into park. You know, this is back when you ain't write shit. You literally just walked up and you just made some shit up on the spot. Yeah, shit was crazy.
Top, yeah.
Wild times.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there was no internet to go find out like what his moms and his cousins. You had to just
off the top, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had to flank.
I got those.
I was 2-0 and I got out. I keep it 1,000.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, then you know you fast forward a little bit to 2020. Nah, not 2011. Okay. Yeah. My boy Nick, my homie Nick, I sent him some shit that I've been like writing. I was in the military at this point. He was like, man, you should do a tape. You should do a mixtape, bro. Blah, blah. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do a tape. And then, you know, from there, I kind of just took it a lot more serious. I went back to Shelbyville. At the time, Shelbyville was kind of like a safe haven for Chicago. Chicago's 3.5 hours north of Indianapolis. So we're just right there off that. You know, Gary's up there, and then you got Chicago, all that stuff. Yeah. Well, you know, it gets wild up there, and people got to lay low. So I used to come down to the Ville, small little country town, whatever. So at the time, Twister, you know, from Chicago, he was high at the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're living in that little white house on Taylor Street I told you about, the one that was like the 2-story joint, like a couple years, like 2 years after my mom had passed. Well, we get a phone call, you know, somebody wants to talk to my pop, and he had to give this guy named Duke directions to the spot we was at, to like our neighborhood. Come to find out, you know, Duke was one of the producers for Twister at the time, or one of his homies. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So Twister used to come to Shelbyville and just kick it, be normal as fuck. Damn. Literally be like, oh, Twister up at the Brick House tonight? In my little ass hometown. Crazy. Damn. So Duke built a studio in Shelbyville. Something that probably, I don't even know how the hell this happened. You know what I'm saying? He built a studio. So Duke had lived down the street, so I remembered him from growing up. So when I got older, he was still there. You know, he lived in the apartments we had lived in. He always was looking out for my grandma on my mom's side. You know, he was just a good dude, quiet dude, but he ended up just being a good person in our community. Never caused no problems. Wanted me to rap when I was like 12, but my dad said, you can't go in that house. Hell yeah, I bet. And, you know, we did the first tape. You know, a dude was called First Impression. I don't remember what was on it. We had a couple freestyles. I used to do some remixes. you know, I took the tapes off that Piff, but I'm trying to find them. I'm trying to find them.
Will you put them out if you do find them?
Maybe.
Or is it just
maybe
for yourself?
I just want it for myself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe for documentary style
growth.
purposes.
Hey.
I got an old laptop that the hard drive I gotta get recovered.
Okay.
There's some shit on there, man. Like I'm trying to get them back. But anyways, it was around that time I did that first mixtape, and I was like, all right, you did it, and got some decent traction. Like people was fucking with it a little bit on like SoundCloud, and just friends and just your friends supporting you. And from there, you know, like I said, went to the military. Took that little session.
Why is that? Why the military? Why'd you take that route?
Yeah, well, in between, so we rewind back to college. You know what I'm saying? Actually, damn, there's so many parts of the story. My life's fucking
It's all good, bro. Hey, that's why
my life's fucking crazy.
Hey, that's why. Hey, bro, we have time, bro. So let's get into that.
All right, so graduate high school, go to Ball State University.
Okay.
Right. Shout out to Muncie. Chirp. I ain't never been out my hometown like with internet, complete freedom, alcohol, girls, drugs, everything, just all at once. So you know, there's going to be an adjustment period. Let's just say that. I needed more than 2 semesters for an adjustment period. Call of Duty 4, like the first one, Modern Warfare had just dropped. Oh, we went nuts on that shit. We was on the Xbox going crazy. So, you know, it was like I wasn't going to class. I didn't have discipline. I went to like one class, my psychology class, which was incredible. You know, I loved learning about human nature and like how we all interact and just different ways and viewpoints and shit like that. Sure. I think we all should value that, but that's just me. So that was the class I used to go to. I used to party a lot. I rushed a frat while I was there. Sigma Phi Epsilon. Crazy. I was with the white boys.
How was that, man? Like,
it was cool.
They didn't. What do they call hazing? Did they?
Yeah. You know, nothing crazy happened for real.
Okay.
They did, you know, some light stuff. But I was a football player. You know what I'm saying?
So they were like with you.
Not even that. It was just like if you play football, you knew what it was like to be fucked with.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You get hit every day and get back up. Yeah. So it's like hazing. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're hit, but like that didn't happen. Yeah, just to be clear, I'm not famous yet. I don't want nobody to dig this shit. Like this man was.
You talking shit over here?
Nah. Shout out to them. They was cool. So did all of that stuff. Partied my ass off. Failed out of school. My uncle David had said, if you fell out of school, you go into the military. I was like, I ain't coming back anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. My ass was back. 12 months later.
Damn. Year later, my God.
But what were you going to school for at that time?
I went for just business.
Okay.
That was the thing. You talk about no guidance, man. We never really had anybody go to college.
So you had no mentors?
We had nobody make it through. So my dad went to college, Indiana State University. My dad's very smart, very intelligent, incredible test taker, pretty much straight A student, right? Yeah. He walked onto the football team, broke his ankle once he walked on.
Damn.
Didn't take it well. Just fucked off his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, it is what it is. Yeah. So that was one of the first shots at somebody going to college. My uncle, you know, he came up just at the streets at some point, truck driver. He got locked up when I was little. You know what I'm saying? So we was visiting him. He's doing incredible now, but there was a portion of my life where it was just like, there wasn't like a lot of great examples around me of what success was supposed to look like, you know, when we're thinking about that. So nobody was thinking about college. They were just thinking about getting a job and, you know, dealing with, like I said, all the other traumas and shit like our family was going through. So, you know, I was one of the first ones to go to college to really try it out. My sister didn't make it through. I didn't make it through. Shout out to my auntie. She finished her degree like 10 years ago, something like that. So, my Aunt Vine. But yeah, I just went in blind.
Okay.
So, failed out, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I went to college and I dropped out too. And I asked them like, hey, you know, before I even went to college, I asked one of my cousins that she went to college, she graduated, and I'm like, hey, you know, what do you think? You know, you think I'll make it? She's like, yeah, a lot of people like don't make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's up to you though.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think I went with that mentality, like I wasn't gonna make it, so I didn't.
Damn.
I dropped out.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, you straight, man. So yeah, I mean, I'm long-winded. So these stories be taking forever.
nah, you're good.
But failed out of college.
Yeah.
Went back home.
Yeah.
We have a family history of military anyway. Like my dad had went into the Navy.
Yeah.
You know, before him, my grandmother, Granny Laura, she was in the Navy, and she also was in the Army National Guard.
Okay.
So during her time in service, she became the first woman and the first black woman in the Army National Guard in Indiana. So, you know, my family has a long line of history of breaking color barriers, which is really, really cool.
That's dope. Hell yeah, bro.
So that's some super tight shit. For me.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to the Brewer family, you know what I'm saying, the Bennetts. But anyways, yeah, so Granny was in the military, Pop was in the military. I got cousins that, you know, was lieutenants and stuff, served over in Bahrain. Had an Aunt Doris that was in. I'm just getting my family off because I miss them right now. So,
do your thing.
You know, we got Aunt Marlene. She was a nurse. What's up? But yeah. So, anyways, went to the Air Force.
That's what inspired you.
Yeah. I mean, I just knew I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like y'all all went and you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Uncle said you going, so you going. And my Uncle David, God rest his soul. You know, he passed from a heart attack last year as well.
Sorry to hear that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
You know, so gone way too soon.
Yeah.
And we lost my grandmother right before that too. So, yeah. So, anyways, he was my confidant my whole life. So, through the moments where my pops was going through his struggles, right, my Uncle David was there, filling in the gaps. You know, from a distance, always on the phone with me, putting Nikes on my feet. You know, got me into the sneaker game. You know, holding it down with cleats every now and then if we needed cleats and things like that. Would also what else? Put money in my pocket.
Right.
You know, he's like, you got money in your pocket? And sometimes I'd be like, yeah. And he's like, what I say? Don't be telling nobody that. And then he'd give me some money.
Okay.
So, you know, he was kind of my guiding light. You know, he led me in the right direction more times than one. You know, so I was raised by a village. You know, at the end of the day,
that's
truly
cool,
was.
Yeah.
I truly was.
You know, you saying that, you know, you were raised by a village. So does that mean that, you know, that lady, your friend's mom that gave you a card and she's all like, hit me up. Was she a part of your life as well?
Yeah, hell yeah. So growing up, shout out to Mama Jen. You know, we love Mama Jen.
Hey.
Forever, always.
Most definitely.
So me and Josh was inseparable. Yeah, man. So it's like after I stayed there like the first time, I wanted to stay there all the time.
Yeah.
And that was before anything really felt like I didn't want to be at home. You know, we reached a point where that kind of happened. But initially, we just really got along. We would make up games and shit together. We was always competing, doing something. We was playing video games. They had the cool house. He was the friend with the nice crib. I thought it was a nice crib. You know, they always had food. You know, you always got to eat. You know, and we just went to all the practices and games together because we were on every team together. So it kind of just made sense because my dad was either always working or, you know, different things like that. So the dynamic was just like, it made sense to be there a lot of times.
Did you ever ask her, like, you know, what made her do that? What made her, you know, want to step in and help you out?
You know, I can't remember if I have or not, which means I probably haven't.
Okay.
But excuse me.
No, you're good.
It was she's just a good woman, man. You know, she's just an incredible woman. She had her son when she was 15, I believe.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So she was young,
And then Josh's biological father, you know, had passed in a car accident, you know, before he even turned 1.
Oh,
so she also, has this child that loses the co-parent. You know, granted, you know, she was able to find another partner. Josh, you know, adopted, you know, things like that, which was incredible. You know, so we both kind of came from unideal situations. Gotcha. You know, it wasn't like we were homeless. You know what I mean? There's different levels to it, but the kind of things that happened around you that it just wasn't a normal household.
Me as a parent, like I think about stuff like that, right? Like for instance, you know, my wife just gave birth to my newborn, and
congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate that. But it was scary, bro, because my baby came a month early, and we went to the doctor. The reason she came a month early because we went to the doctor to see what was going on with my wife, because you know she had complications, but which we didn't know exactly what it was. Anyways, when we get there, they told us, okay, go to the emergency room. We go to the emergency room. We're there like almost all day. And by 1 a.m, they tell us, oh, okay, you know, you're going into labor. So the next day they're like, hey, you're having kidney issues, right? They tell my wife. And I'm not worried, but I am worried. I'm like, kid, that's pretty serious. You know what I'm saying? So then you start thinking, you know, I started thinking in my head, like, man, what if my wife passes away or something? You know, like, what am I going to tell my kids? What's my life going to... Just all sorts of scenarios start, you know, running through your head. And so I could only imagine, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like for this lady, like, you know, to jump in and be like, hey, you know what? As an 8-year-old, like, hey, you need anything, here you are. It takes a lot of heart, man.
It's some Hallmark stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Most definitely.
And that's why, like, when we reunited here, you know, was because he was like, you know, we're getting married in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to help you get there.
Damn.
And I reflected on what you just said.
Yeah.
You know, I reflected on my entire life.
Yeah.
Who was there for you? Him.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you going to let your surroundings dictate what you do next in life and potentially miss your God-sent brother's wedding?
Dang.
And I was like, hell nah, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I was ready to, I was like, I'm off it. You know, I would, you know, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. That's how much I love him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how much I appreciate him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something I don't really get to tell him enough, you know. He has a daughter now, so he's softening up, but before he wasn't. He was receptive on the emotional side. So you know, we're getting there with that. But that's my dog, man.
Yeah.
That's my rider everywhere I've been in my life. Like, I'm in a whole other state because of my best friend. And we both still doing it.
Damn.
We made it out this little ass town where everybody gets scared to chase their dreams. Or get stuck. Or don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like, you know, Jen stepping up and being there was an incredible influence on my life. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Before, I don't know if you're gonna get out of the Indiana area, but are you still
do that for days?
Are you still into NASCAR?
Not as much anymore.
Nah?
Not as much anymore. It just got away from me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love the culture. I love race culture. You can't take that out of my blood. So,
hey.
I want to make it a tradition to start going home for the Indy 500 every year. So it's always tough to get home. You know, just busy all the time. Flights are not the cheapest from here to Indiana, that's for sure.
Damn.
And clearly I'm still a rising artist.
Yes.
Somebody sign me, please. Cut the check. But
Most
man, racing culture is in my blood, man.
Okay.
We can go to the infield and get cracked all day.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, I guess you're not really into it, but I was gonna ask if you have somebody you watch, like, you know, I don't know what you would call him, not a player.
So I would say back in the day, a driver.
A driver.
Yeah, a driver. So I grew up, my dad's favorite was Jeff Gordon.
Okay.
Jeff Gordon, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Legend. So I was a huge Jeff Gordon fan.
Okay.
His rival was Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So that was the big thing.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, bro.
That was one of the crazy celebrity deaths that, like, hit me first. Like, I literally cried as a little kid.
Oh,
wait,
wow.
were you still out there? Yeah, right, when that happened?
Yeah,
definitely. That was when?
Like 9.
9 years old.
Yeah, I was
okay.
like 9, 10,
okay.
something like that.
Definitely.
Like, he's a legend, man.
Yes.
So I just remember all them guys. Rusty Wallace was cool. It just, they all had different stories. So, like, we grew up, my dad and my grandfather and my great uncle, they raced stock cars. So my grandpa Ralph and Flip. Yeah, Uncle Flip. Called him Flip because he used to flip stuff. But anyways, so I have my Uncle Flip And my pops grew up, kind of driving them around sometimes, if they was out drinking or whatever. So we was always driving in the cars, since we was little. That's just, Midwest kind of Indiana culture. Right. Midgets. We used to go watch the midget cars.
Oh, shit.
The what?
Midgets. Yeah, they're
Small cars.
Little tiny race cars with big ass spoilers on them. They're so light, like they're just you drive so fast and you just fly off.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Were they flying off that?
No, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to stay on the ground.
Oh.
That's what makes it so dangerous.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. So
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy that they call it midgets. No,
Get canceled now.
Yeah, canceled.
What you mean midget car?
Well, they're about to have the midget wrestling.
And it's not. Yeah, the micro
Mini
wrestlers
wrestling.
or whatever.
My bad.
Micro wrestling.
Micro wrestling.
Shit gonna be lit.
Yeah.
The 801
We wanna
event
pull
center,
up.
isn't it? Or what?
I don't know.
Anyways,
They're gonna probably think we're a part of it.
I know. We're promoting it and shit. All right, anyways. But yeah, no. So you guys were into that. Your family.
Yeah, it was fun, man. We used to go. So a normal day for the Indy 500 or like a Brickyard 400, probably Indy 500. It's a little wilder. So that's the biggest Indy race in all of the U.S. So we're the racing capital and the basketball state. People might not like that, New York, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so a normal morning, you get up 3-4 in the morning. You already had your truck packed, and you get in the whip. You drive up to the city, get in line to go to the raceway. If you got infield tickets, which is what you want, so there's parking inside the actual racetrack. That's where the party's at. Okay. So, and it's the best parking. You don't got to walk. Ain't nobody trying to do that. So you get to go to all the shops, everything. So you get a tailgate at a racetrack. Yeah. So you go into the thing. You got to know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to cut people off. You got to know how to keep a group together. All this other shit. You know what I'm saying? I take driving very serious. I'm like, nigga, fucking block for me. Block, bro. Block. We got a caravan. Keep the caravan. Put your nose out. God damn, I hate you. Nah, it'd be like that. So you get up there and then you park, and then from there you get your, coolers out, get your grills out. You start cooking, you start drinking.
Have you ever been to the Vegas one out there?
No.
Okay.
They have one?
Yeah.
It's probably not.
I believe.
No, they just did the F1 out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think they bringing that to. Apparently, they bringing that to Indianapolis. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. That'd be.
You want to go out there?
Hell yeah.
That's what's up.
That'd be a mission.
That's what's up.
That's the type of shit that keeps me going. I'm like, all right, you gotta make enough money to go to the first time F1 comes to Indianapolis.
Imagine if you could perform in one of those events.
I've manifested performing at the shit that I want to perform at so many times. It's real. It's fucking real.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So
that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, I believe there's anything I want to do, I genuinely can do it. It's just a matter of how disciplined am I, how focused am I,
and how much work you're gonna put into
how much work.
Yeah.
Movement is not the same as putting in work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might be moving, you might have motion. Yeah. I might be on this podcast. Yeah. But what am I doing when I'm not on the podcast?
Yeah.
That's the real answer. So
Yep.
But
okay, so let's get into Utah, man, because now you're in Utah. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Utah? How do you feel as a black man, bro? How do you feel about Utah?
I love Utah, first and foremost.
Okay.
Yeah. Bro, I have a problem with it, for real. I mean, it's diverse.
Yeah.
There's not as many. I always have to be careful how I say it. Some people take this the wrong way. But I feel like it's like black American. And I hope people don't take that the wrong way. But it's like growing up in the Midwest, black people are just different. Just like there's different people from the South and East and things like that. So like the American black experience isn't, I feel like, represented here as much. There's not as many people that I feel like have my experience or like look like me, walk like me, talk like me necessarily.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of diverse.
Yeah.
We got our Latinos, we got our poly community, we have our like South Sudanese, Islanders, different things like that. And that's kind of what I mean. Like I'm like, oh, okay. So a lot of times I don't relate to those necessary experiences. But as far as a black man in Utah, like I ain't had nobody talk crazy to me.
Yeah. No one's ever hit you with the racial shit before.
Nah, not really. That I can think of, nah. Yeah. I feel a little safer.
Yeah.
out
Hell
here.
yeah.
Most definitely.
Shit, I was living in Dayton, Ohio. It's crazy out there. You know?
Yeah.
Does this feel like a vacation then to you?
This feel like a
staycation.
safe haven. Man.
Hey.
This place, you know what I'm saying? Like, at first I had to be checking myself. Like, don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
Like, you know, don't forget to be vigilant in these streets.
Yep.
Most
You know,
definitely.
don't forget that you don't know him like you don't know him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it felt so safe. My guard was just so down at one point, and I'm just like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Don't like. But that's also a gift too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the double consciousness. Like being a black man in America in general, you always have to remember that you're a black man in America. It just is what it is. You're viewed differently by certain people. You're portrayed differently on the news than certain people. You came from an oppressed background. Like that's just what it was. That's the black story. Like we were slaves, we were oppressed, and we're growing, and we're trying to get our footprint.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of people that don't want us to get our footprint still, and that's just facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always had to be aware of that. You know, but I haven't felt that here. So I want to be very clear about that. I've never felt that here.
So how do you feel as a music artist here in Utah?
That's an interesting question because I think it's like twofold. One, I feel like I've been so embraced in so many ways. Being not from here and 5 years in feeling like that, I'm like the best
Most definitely. Like you should.
Yeah.
hip hop artist in a city that I'm not from,
Yeah.
state that I'm not from, like
Yeah.
feels fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I love Salt Lake City. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like I said, there's communities I haven't reached
Right.
that maybe I need to work a little harder
Yeah.
to understand or to embrace
Most
to
definitely.
earn that respect. You know, I'm one who definitely wants to earn respect from everyone.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm owed anything. But I definitely do feel like the difference is I'm not local.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up here.
You're
Right,
a transplant.
right.
You
Like
know what I'm
us.
saying? Nah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do feel like at times, you know, I'm overlooked in certain areas because of that.
Is it frustrating?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Look at the hoodie I got on.
Yeah. Feist. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's here.
Yeah.
That's local.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could have worn anything in the world up here.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, I love this place. This is home for me. I've been here for 5 years. Having the best run of my musical career here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not new to living in different places. You know, I was military. I lived in Indiana, Ohio, Texas, Mississippi, Oklahoma for a little bit. Now Utah. So like, it's for me to come into places and be able to have an imprint and an impact. You know, I just hope everyone sees that and understands that, and that's all I'm trying to do is uplift through my opportunities.
So besides Ohio, right? Because that's where you're from. Where have you lived the longest? Is it here in Utah?
Yeah, it's about to tie. I think end of this year it'll be 6 here in Salt Lake City, and it was 6 in Dayton, outside of Indiana.
Indiana, of course.
1 through 18, but
Yeah.
yeah. So this is like, I've been here for a minute.
Man, and that's crazy because out of all the places, Texas. You mentioned Texas. I would think Texas is pretty dope, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I was active duty then, so it wasn't like I was there by choice necessarily.
right.
But I would say like the beautiful thing about Salt Lake City in the time that I arrived, because I didn't really start getting back on the horse for music. Like I said, I was popping from 16 to 18, doing a whole lot of shows. I opened for, matter of fact, I didn't even open. I hosted a Rick Ross concert at Albany State University. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like I've opened for Luke Nasty, Rich Homie Quan, Jacquees, Wale. Yeah, we was moving back there. We was doing some real shit early on. So to go from there to here and to kind of resurge from 2020 until now, that's because of a lot of the support here. Like I popped on Spotify, like I had a moment. which is really great.
Hell yeah. How many? Because you have how many listeners?
20,000.
20,000.
Over 20,000.
Currently, it's around 20.
Yeah,
that's dope, bro.
Hell yeah.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I try not to get too caught up in the numbers anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've been able to sustain it. Like, not to really. I'm very humble. Sometimes I hate to talk shit. I don't really like to talk shit. I just try to tell the truth in the most part.
Yeah.
Well, wait. When you say talk shit, what does that mean? How could you be talking shit?
I know, but I feel like I don't embrace the Deion Sanders mentality. The don't let my confidence insult your insecurity.
Oh, I see.
I have a hard time, kind of not standing on business, but like, let's just put it this way. In 2020, we had a like semi-viral-ish moment, you could call it. We dropped a song called Bleu Cheese. Shit consistently just kept popping. We was getting streamed all over France, like Italy, all different places, like worldwide coverage. I went from 300 monthly listeners on my Spotify to fucking 25,000 in like a week and a half. Because I collabed with my homie Cody, who had like 90,000 monthly listeners at the time. So it was an incredible moment for me. I went from like nothing to like, whoa. And then from there, cool, you can have that moment. Can you do it again? Can you just sustain it? Yeah. Like, you don't have to outdo the song that got you there, but can you sustain the people? Are they still here? Are they still listening? And for the last 3 years, I pretty much averaged 25,000 monthly listeners or more. Peaked at 114,000 February of last year. So it's like I have had moments. I've toured. I've had that. I've had this. And I understand that sometimes I forget everyone doesn't know my journey. Like, but I want to earn that. I want to tell that story. I want to let people know, like, yeah, I've been on a ride, but to achieve it, like, here in this place is, like, the ultimate goal at this point. You know what I'm saying? The work's not done, in reality.
Well, because I'm sure it's going to feel better, going through the process than to just skipping that and, getting to fame, right?
Yeah.
You could tell your story and...
Yeah, I mean, shit, I just been around the block. Yeah. That's the easiest way I can kind of say it. I'm smart enough to know that if I don't know, you better find somebody that does. That's rule number one in this industry, in this business. If I don't know, well, I'm sorry, I need somebody to look over this. Yeah. I need you to come to this meeting with me just so you know what I'm saying. Just so you hear it and we can talk about it after. Sure. I'm not dumb, so if there's any deal that comes along or anything like that, that's great. I've done enough shows to understand how the booking processes work. I've uploaded enough records and done enough albums to understand what a rollout's supposed to look like independently. Yeah. And I've done it myself, so I understand my creative control and what I'm capable of.
So there is a science to it. There is,
for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, yeah. If you're not you really gotta grind for this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how else to put it. I've done this for 10 years, and it's a matter of just like the game keeps evolving, and how do you level up with the game? And that's the hardest part nowadays. It's not because the music. It's like, why am I not worldwide? It's marketing. Mm-hmm. And that, you know what I'm saying? That was not talent. It's marketing.
That was my next question, because you went to school you went to school for business, right? You said
we tried.
Okay, so we tried to go to school for business, and I tried too. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, but right. So you tried to go to school for business. I mean, did you pick up anything? Did that help?
At that time, no, I really didn't. Actually, I just got a lot of life experience. So like, we had cats that was dropping clothing lines. You know what I'm saying? At the time, that freshman year I was there, so I got to see how a clothing line got made, and I got to see how somebody promoted it. That's marketing right there. Boom. Like, I didn't have to be in classroom for that. You know what I'm saying? I seen how the parties was going down. I seen how they was moving. I learned how to network. Oh, okay, shoot. If I know such and such, then I could drop their name at the door and I could slide in the party. Yeah. Okay, bet. So I need to figure out who's running these shits everywhere I go and get cool with them. Mm-hmm. It just so happened they like me and I did like them. So that was my goal, though, is organic relationships as I got older. Understanding who's for you, not for you. But my business just came from straight experience, man, and that's what I've done over these last 10 years. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, and I didn't have to be in the biggest rooms to get that experience. And I think that's unique, and that's very special to me. That I didn't have to go to LA and get in a really, really fucking uncomfortable position to try to learn a life lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So of course I'll wait all day, for my blessing if that's what it takes.
Would you have gone to the Diddy camp?
Hey man.
It's a yes or no question.
Nah, I mean, no.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know, no.
Yeah.
Shit,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
That's some crazy shit, right?
That's yeah.
Honestly, I have been off it.
Got
Okay.
you.
I ain't really in it.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know, it happens so much with like the people we look up to.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call them idols. You know what I'm saying? I used to use that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now I'm just like heavy influences.
Yeah. Most
You know,
definitely.
are the people that had impact in the music world.
Yep.
You know, you look at R. Kelly. That shit sucks. It sucks for all parties involved,
Yeah.
especially for the victims.
Yes.
Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it does change the way you view some of your heroes.
Okay,
True.
let me. You brought up R. Kelly, right? R. Kelly, at least for me, what he did is horrible, bro. But his music, I don't know, bro. I like his music.
Yeah, and everyone to each their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who's like this. I can't tell nobody what to do.
Right.
You are an individual human being. You are a soul. You can walk, talk, shit, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to listen to R. Kelly, great. If I don't, great.
Right.
If I decide I want to, cool.
Cool. It is
What
it
is it? How does it affect anything that's happening today, tomorrow, or the next day?
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I just let people be people.
Well, talking about heavy influencers, I know one of your influencers you said was LL Cool J. How did that? You know what I'm saying? What? How did he influence you?
LL Cool J is hard as hell. Battle anybody, I don't care who you tell. I excel, they all fail.
My God.
Rock the bell. Man, what you mean? Like the smoothest, hardest delivery. And he was a pretty light skinned dude. I'ma just keep it. How y'all doing out there?
Hey.
I was a pretty handsome young man. You know what I'm saying? Babyface assassin. You know, that's kind of what LL was.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
he was
right.
big, he was buff, he was light skinned. The ladies liked him.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I was like, we got Usher. So okay, he's the super smooth, like sexy dude that can seduce the ladies.
Yeah.
We had LL that was like, you gotta look good for the ladies, but you gotta do it rapping.
Yeah.
You know, so listening to him, he was bar heavy. He was just, his delivery was just punching you in the face. His beats was always next level. And his swagger, man. Like, dude had just the chain, the shirt off was an outfit.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? And
Yeah.
I was an athlete, so I was like, I relate. All right.
Because didn't you do that? Didn't you take off your shirt on Utah verse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Utah verse or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was Utah verse.
So coming up, it was funny. When I very, very first started rapping, I used to put the R&B shit on when I would take my shit off.
Right.
Because the girls really
go crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
It's Justin Bieber. Excuse me, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Women, fucking, that's what they want, man.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing is all right, you're a rapper, and my dad, I went back to my notes from my pop.
Yeah.
All right, how can you entertain and be you and be different? And my dad always used to say, you need to dance more, son. You need to dance. And I used to have a dance breaks where my old ass could move, and I would do little solos and shit. And then that's when I come out the shirt, and then I mix it to another song or some shit.
That's dope.
And at that point, I had a J. Cole Drake in the Morning remix. So I used to do the dancing into the shirt, into the slow it down for the ladies in the morning shit, and rap all nasty and all that stuff. Yeah. So I still got that in the bag. I just been chilling. But yeah, man. So it's that's where the shirt off comes from, just being confident. And it's just, you feel better.
Yeah.
I don't really like wearing a shirt when it's nice out too.
Oh,
It's
especially
hot, I'm taking my shirt off.
When you're performing, it does get hot.
It does. You get sweaty.
Fuck yeah, the lights beaming down on you.
Yeah, man, it's hot,
yeah.
man. It's hot.
Yeah.
You know, the ladies do love it.
Yeah.
And the ladies buy tickets and the ladies buy merch.
That's
And
what's
fellas,
up, bro.
respectfully, and you gonna follow the ladies. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I gotta
You got to do what you got to do.
Feed the streets.
Yep.
Most def,
That's
bro.
true, man. That's true.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. LL Cool J. I always liked that dude. All his songs. He was consistent with his music, and then I don't know. He kind of stopped a little bit.
He did, I think, 10 albums with that Jim.
Yeah.
You know, that was his contract. I think it was like 10 albums, something crazy like that.
Well, he was gonna be the CEO for Def Jam, right? It was him
think
and
at one point.
Yeah, at one point.
I can't remember now, but I do know he did like 6-7 albums, and then just like chill for a little bit.
So another person that you mentioned, and you know, I'm assuming that, you know, him and Nas, you're gonna pick this guy, Jay-Z. You're a Jay-Z fan
All day, man.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
is
a Nas
it?
fan too.
Yeah.
I'm a Nas fan. Why I got big? But if I had to, gun in my head, man, Jay-Z, man, he's just not that they're both not this, but he was a sophisticated gangster, man. Like, dude, just a smooth criminal with it. Okay. Barred up, very intelligent. Would just give you that knowledge, but in like the cool swag way. You know, Nas will give you the knowledge and more of like that. Come here, youngin'. Like,
Let me school you real
like,
quick.
yeah, sit down.
Yeah.
Like, Jay is more like, I don't know. It's more like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
You know, I'll show you. And just his whole story, controlling the narrative throughout his entire career.
Big time.
Picking when he wanted to retire, coming back. You know what I'm saying? Spinning everything that they ever threw at him. Taking the press and making it in the songs. And then just the lyricism, man. Like, dude, people try to say Jay can't rap. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. The double entendre king. You know what I'm saying? So he just, in the numbers too. The numbers. And then he still rap. He raps everything live. He most of the time has a band behind him.
And he doesn't write, right?
And he don't write.
Yeah.
You know, he can come up with his shit like, you know, his
Top
thing.
of the
He'll do his thing. Oh. He started doing this little thing. But Hov just, man, and the music, the product he continues to give us at this stage in life, on the mic, off the mic, it's just incredible. It's very incredible. He's an icon.
His whole catalog,
sure.
his catalog is dope. It's dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's not my favorite, but you know what I'm saying, I give him props.
He's at one point I called him, you know, the best rapper alive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've called Lil Wayne the best rapper alive. I've called Drake the best rapper alive. I've called Kanye the best rapper alive.
Have you ever called yourself the best rapper alive?
Hell yeah. Every day. You know, so I say that to say right next to Jay. He's not on that list, but man, Lil Wayne, dude.
Lil Wayne, he changed the game for sure.
Definitely.
Man, I say it in the new project, the very first song. Lil Wayne taught me in my verses to exaggerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like real shit. Like, he just over exaggerates everything.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and he's just wild with it. He had that rock star element, you know. So I grew up with rock music, you know, all that's different stuff. So it was like, they was playing metal and all of that in the weight room coming up. So real musicianship, guitars, drums, piano, you know, all that stuff, bass guitar, saxophone, horns, anything and everything. All these artists utilize those things. Yeah. And that's what I always wanted to be, was like, I wanted to have full backing, rap, go left to right on the stage. If I can get dancers, shit, I want dancers up there too. Let me get the TV going. Let me get the fireworks. Let me get the pyros. I want all this shit. Let me come down from the ceiling. Like, I want all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And all these artists really just push the envelope on how they deliver their product, like, all the time.
So is it safe to say that, you know, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and three more, who are your top five? Not in order. But go ahead.
My favorite 5 artists. If we're going hip hop,
Yes.
Definitely Jay, Lil Wayne, the boy Drizzy, Jermaine Cole, Mr. West.
Okay.
Like, those are the ones I listened to the most growing up.
Yeah.
Wait, Jermaine Cole?
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Oh, J. Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't call him Jay anymore. He's Jermaine.
Jermaine.
He's a grown, mature individual. I'm like, that's Jermaine Cole.
Man Cole.
Man
He just
Cole,
feels like
that's
a
more of a
what's up, Mr. Cole? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that. But those are the artists that, at least up until this point in my life now, they're always getting spins.
That's dope.
Like when it comes to hip hop.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
From when you first released your first album, was it 2024 or 24? 14? My bad.
No, you good.
2014.
14. Yeah, after first project post mixtapes. Yeah.
Okay.
14. Called, I think, Lost Dreams.
Lost Dreams. Yep. And now the latest one, which is Vibes 2.
Correct.
Do you feel your style or anything has changed? And so what style changed?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I just I kind of just found my own sound. I couldn't tell you what I necessarily changed, if anything.
Yeah.
I think just as I grew on, I knew I didn't want to sound like my influences anymore. Because like typically we all start out sounding like whoever we were inspired by.
Yeah.
I sounded like Drake a lot early on my mixtapes. Like the long pauses, it's like everybody was dragging out the long words back then. You know, just kind of mimicking flows to an extent. I could do like Wayne and I do all these different things. And now I would say like I'm aware of those things and where I get the influence from, but I rarely use it as an initial idea. You know what I mean? Like it always, I'm like, I don't want it to sound like that.
Yeah.
That's tough. But like now I want it to truly sound like me.
Okay.
But one thing I've always valued, and if you have the time, if you really want to do it, I'm not sure if I've ever repeated a flow necessarily.
Okay.
I know that's a big statement to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my version of flow is like rhyme kind of pattern scheme. Like I could like a song called Things Take Time.
Okay.
Yep.
What is life? Is any of it worth living? Writing bars got me trapped inside a prison. I like never rapped like that on another song before.
Huh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then
Okay.
you got like
I'm gonna pay attention to that.
The Arrivals, like the next song.
Yeah.
Give me the bag, give me the bag, give me the bag. Hey, y'all niggas mad. I don't understand all the hate. I've never really repeated that on anything else.
Okay.
You know, so I would say that's something where I'm like, do you have a signature flow? I'm like, I try. I'm not going to say I try not to, but I can say it's kind of a gift and a curse because I push myself to want to have a different flow pattern on every single song. Like, it's just fun to do that. I don't ever really want to sound the same, but at the same time, I could understand if people, like, you know a Fabulous flow.
Yeah.
When you hear it.
Yep.
You kind of know a Drake flow at this point when
Yep.
you hear it. Like, his flow. I'm not saying if someone else did it, but, like, their signature, when it's like, oh, they rapping like that, they like to just go in. But I think I've found that now. There's some, you know, songs I think that, like, kind of cater to that a little bit more.
Okay. Have you had any fans say, man, I like your old stuff more than your new stuff?
No, I did a survey once and I asked people if they wanted like more vibey chill or if they wanted like to turn up. And they said they like vibey chill for me.
Okay.
So that was the first time I was like, oh. And I just released some kind of more upbeat, you know, I released a song called Tantrum, which was really like fast paced, high BPMs, fast flow, a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't gotten that bag too much. I used to way back in the day, but like, I don't know, it's weird. Like an artist's trajectory is such an interesting process. No matter if you're like famous or not,
Right.
you know, like the battles in your head that you go through to be vulnerable, like what you think you'll share, what you won't, what you think people may view of you with not. Like I have incredible respect for the people who really just don't give a fuck. Like can really just be like, I really don't care.
Right.
Me, I just feel like I have so many people that look up to me in so many different ways that like I'd be lying if I said that doesn't play a factor in like when I'm creating, like my music, like what is that going to sound like? How do I carry myself? Like I'm very mindful of that. And you know, it just I'm getting older and I try to just say, man, you're just a grown man. Like it is what it is. Like it doesn't change who you are if you decide you want to like have this version of a song. You know what I mean? You're a human. You have all emotions. You like to be happy. You like to be sad. You like to be high. You like to talk about sex. You like to drink. You know, you like to walk in the park. You like do all these different things, whatever it is. But like to just not be that version of yourself or express that version of yourself because you're worried about everyone else. That's something that I 1000% like I'm still working on.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
sure.
Something that you expressed that caught my attention, and it was interesting. You know, because I was like, okay, like, how did he come up with that? And I'm not trying to take away nothing from what you said,
sure.
but I just want clarification. Like, how do you see this? Because you said you're the Goku of hip hop. How do you apply that? Like, how would you describe that? How are you the Goku of hip hop?
I mean,
and this is on the new song that you came out with, Melrose. What is it? Melrose Numbers or my Melrose Money.
Yeah. I said surfing on a cloud. Hip hop's Goku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. If I'm hip hop's Goku, so it's like, what's Goku? Like,
he's courageous. He's
everything.
Yeah.
He's everything.
Yeah.
Like he's
the
chilling. He knows what he about to. He the one.
Yeah.
Like he like Neo to the Matrix.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He the face of Dragon Ball Z. Like, come on. Like, I love Vegeta too. I love Gohan too.
Yeah.
But it's Goku. Like, come on. It's Goku.
He's the one.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Okay.
But, you know, surfing on a cloud, it's like, who surfs on a cloud? Goku. And Dragon Ball. So,
For some reason, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's really where it come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a trip, right? I mean, I don't know when you made this song. All of a sudden, you reference him, and then unfortunately, the creator of Dragon Ball Z passed away. So I'm assuming you were a fan.
Big fan. Yeah, man. So, dude, I came up when Dragon Ball Z was like on Toonami on Cartoon Network.
Hey.
Okay.
Every day after school, we was at the boys club. And we'd be waiting, the show come on. Everybody shut up. Everybody be quiet. Turn the lights off. You know what I'm saying? Get you a seat. And like, I swear if my parents page me in the middle of this episode and I have to leave, I'ma cry. Because you had to catch reruns. Like, you couldn't stream shit. You didn't know when they was gonna run the episode. You had everybody talking about it at school, but you didn't see the shit.
You didn't know, yep.
And my cable might have been cut off that week, so I really ain't had no choice. But yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z. I used to draw the characters growing up.
Okay.
I got the Pop figurines. I got the DBZ figurines at the crib.
Yeah.
DBZ is cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a trip, man, because I know, referencing just Goku and stuff and just anything that's Dragon Ball Z, like that always catches my attention. So I picked on that real quick when you said that. So that's dope. But yeah, bro, man, that's cool, man. So I know you sent us some music.
I did.
Right? One of the songs that I was telling you that I liked was Fruits of Labor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about that? Like, what I'm saying, what inspired this song? Of course, it's in the title, but, what's your perspective on it?
Yeah, man. So basically what I went through last year, the last year and a half, my Out of Townerz group has split up right before I dropped Vibes 2. Just moved in with my girl and was getting financially stable. I was like 7-8 grand in debt or some shit.
Damn.
Paid it off in 5-6 months.
Damn.
After she was like, yeah, that's it. So I was dealing with that, having to not spend my money the way I was used to spending money. Went through a rough patch with that. We weathered the storm. We're still together to the day.
Hey.
It's amazing. Just moved into a new crib. So that's what's
Congratulations.
up. Thank you. So we did all of that. But then through that process of living with my partner for the first time, I wasn't comfortable creating in the space. I was struggling to be vulnerable. I felt like, I couldn't walk around and rap out loud without being judged. She didn't judge me, but that was just me in my own head. She gonna hear my shit before it's done. I gotta have it done. I don't know what I'm gonna say. And going in the room and closing the door, kind of worked, but didn't work. I had my own studio and everything, but I couldn't find how to be creative within a relationship.
Dang.
Which is a really hard thing to do for people who are artists.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to those who are doing that. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to do it different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make it up in a happy, healthy relationship. Not have to be out and about like that. So I was going through that. And then I kind of got over that writer's block. Went out and saw Cody Ray, who's on a lot of my songs. That's my broski. We did 3 records, that Melrose Money, Tantrum, and Let Me Cook. We did that last summer. So we put those 3 out. I had an incredible year. I did 13 shows in 12 months, all local.
Damn.
I was
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The main support act for majority, anyone and everyone that came through town. I mean, I hate to say it, Black, Eric Bellinger, The Game, you know. Kasky was out here. We did a show with Kasky. Did a show with Win that came up out of Portland. Who else was there? Tyga, Granary Lot. That shit was insane. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Open up for Bia for New Year's Eve weekend, the Complex.
Yeah, you were working.
Damn.
We was fucking working. Did some private parties. Did somebody's birthday party where I met your sister-in-law.
That's right.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So we was really hustling. I performed at All-Star. Yeah, I performed at the Gallivan Center for Central.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, when that
Remember
was going down, like, so just working, man, and weathering all those outside storms. You know what I'm saying? Family issues in there, all kinds of different shit. On top of not being able to write music, my number one outlet, I couldn't fucking figure this shit out. I was like, bro, why the fuck can't you write a record? Like, write a song. Like, that's probably my biggest gift. Is like, I think I'm an amazing writer. And I'm pretty quick most of the time. Any room I've ever been in, it don't take me long to come up with some shit. And it's always hot, in my opinion. My personal opinion, ain't no trash out there on me. And it's, you know, it's gonna meet some type of, you know, criteria in some type of shape or fashion. I just wasn't able to do that. And that song was me kind of pushing through. I had wrote, I think I wrote Like I'm Famous, you know, the first record on there.
Yeah.
And Cody had came out here to shoot a video to, like, Let Me Cook, do some content and shit. He never been out to Salt Lake, so I was just showing him around. And I had wrote that song shortly after I went out to LA, you know, and wrote the new ones with Tantrum, Melrose, Let Me Cook. Like, I don't know what it was. I just had to get out the city and go see something, get in a place where I felt real comfortable. I was able to do that with Cody. And that kind of broke the seal back open. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to collab. He put the battery in my back. Everything went smooth, the whole process. Me and Cody got the biggest song of our careers, you know, together. So, you know, after OT kind of split up, it was just like, all right, me and my brody still working. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got my dog in this shit still. So, you know, he got me out that place. And, you know, I wrote Like I'm Famous, recorded it when he was out here. And then right after that, I was just burning the late night candle. I was like, man, get back to just doing it in the whip like you used to do.
Yeah.
So when I come home some nights, or if I was out like after a night like this, it's a perfect night to go find a cool spot to chill at, put some beats on in the whip, and just go at it. Which I probably will. I probably will do that after tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I'm feeling my best.
Yeah.
And Fruits of Labor in that moment, I was telling myself, like, the whole goal of this project was just to get back to just rapping, man.
Cool. Hell yeah.
And part of it was because it's like sometimes, like I say, I just feel like I'm overlooked, which may not be true, but we all feel that way until we get there.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, they don't know you yet. They still don't know you yet.
Yeah. Most
You
definitely.
might think they know you. You might feel like you the shit. You might feel like you the guy, but they still don't know you yet.
Yeah.
Or you be there.
Right.
So it was like, I was like, man, look, you in Utah. They don't know you, Ohio Mike. You know, they don't know none of that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to keep going.
Most
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you better show these niggas you can rap. Like, dead ass.
Yeah.
Because that's how I came up. You know, I came up spitting. You know, that's what we do. I think I'm one of the best lyricists out here. You know, not just like locally or anything, but I'm just mean in general. Like, I compare myself to the top guys.
Yeah.
And I think everything that I do is up there. And that's what Fruits of Labor was all about. I was like, all right, get it off.
Yeah.
Get it off, bro. Get it off. And that's what I did.
How vulnerable?
hell
How
yeah.
vulnerable do you put yourself out there when it comes to your music? Like, how vulnerable are you? Like, to put your feelings, your everything out there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I say Mo. It's interesting, man, because that's a tough question. Because it's like, what are you willing to share with the world?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say just about everything. It's just a matter of when are you ready to do that. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty open book. For the most part, it's just how do you tell those stories and how in depth do you want to tell those stories. Because there's an element to it that, like, you know, I have to relive those moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I'm healed for the most part, but, you know, you still got to relive those moments.
Yeah.
You still got to write those words. They might come from a place that hurts.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And that doesn't always make it to the world. That's just, sometimes it ain't really for everybody else. So,
sure.
you know, that's kind of where I'm at with being vulnerable. It's just like, I do want to be more vulnerable. I do want to pull the skin back, but at the same time, the world's fucking crazy, man.
Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, man, like, they don't appreciate shit. You can't have nothing no more. Everything's compared to everything. Can't say nothing good. They'll just take that shit.
Twisted.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So for me, I'm kind of just like, I'm gonna just put out what I feel I need to put out as long as it feels good. You know, and when I get comfortable to tell a certain story in my life, I'll tell it.
will.
And I'm striving to do that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm definitely striving to tell more stories. I definitely want these projects that I'm putting out this year to really have people come back and feel like they really got something, like they're coming to me almost as therapy. I really want them to feel it in the music. All the sounds, all the beats and things I pretty much picked out have like real instrumentation in them, which is cool.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna hear keys, you're gonna hear
Bass.
guitars, bass. You know, you're gonna hear some strings. You know, all those good things.
Is this gonna be a whole album that you're doing?
So it's an EP.
Oh,
So,
EP, okay.
So the goal is to do 16 songs this year, 4 EPs.
Okay.
The biggest switch up is I'm an album guy. I've done albums my whole career.
Yeah.
That's just the way I create. I like a full big body of work. I like big long movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
I like a script. I like a plot. I like everything. I'm beginning, the middle, the end, and it's really hard to do that with this day and age because everyone wants singles. Everyone's
Yeah.
attention span is so
Yep.
short. And as much as I like I said, I could resist it. It's a game. It keeps changing. How good do you want to play the game? I've been reluctant to play this version of the game for a while.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, you know, you have to come around. So my version of that is EPs, and I'm gonna drop them as singles, you know, until all 4 songs are out. And then when I drop the 4th song, you can listen to the whole project as a whole.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? So that keeps you consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps you take up a decent chunk of time, and the goal is to do that every quarter.
Okay.
You know, starting in March. So it's like you got March, you got April, full project drops in May. You know, through March, April, and May, I should be writing, recording,
Yeah.
shooting content, and then wash, rinse, and repeat for an entire year. And that's kind of what I'm on. That's I've entertained for a very, very long time. A lot of people know me for, you know, just who I am in the community in general. They've had a great interaction with me. My brand kind of speaks for itself. Like Mike Styles, the brand is like a real thing, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I want people to walk up and talk to me about my music. I want them to generally be like, yo, that new song you put out is dope. Not how's the music going. I don't want to have to inform them. I want them to already know.
Hey.
So to do that, I gotta do the product.
Hustle.
I gotta get in the product. So
You got to be in people's faces, man. I think you do a great job at that, man. I think from what I see, you know what I'm saying, you're very social and you're out there, bro, and I think that's dope.
yeah, it's cool. It's a lot.
I bet. Yeah,
It's
I
a
bet
lot,
it's
bro.
draining sometimes.
It can be.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely can be. But I don't like pushing shit in people's face. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to walk around the whole place and tell everybody
This is
I know that sound crazy.
It
People be
does.
like, bro, nah, fuck all that shit. Like, you should be until that's not my style. I don't stand in front of the club. Hear my new single. And some people can say, that's why you ain't made it. And I'm be like, what you mean? My version of made it is I'm a people's champ.
Yeah.
When I say, you know, put it in people's face, I mean like on Instagram, on social medias and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, guerrilla marketing is good, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a whole different animal.
Yeah, that part. Social media draining as fuck too.
Oh, it is, man.
Yeah,
It is.
Fuck algorithms and
My
shit.
eyes hurt already, bro. I'm
Like,
fucking always on the phone.
You know what I'm saying? $300 for some content that's gonna get swept under the rug in 2 days. Like, you know, and people are like, what? Why would you do that? And it's like, I can't hold the camera and perform at the same time.
Shit, what do you
know what I'm
what do you
saying?
want?
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what comes with the game, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm at. I'm ready to play the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can get stressful. It can get tiring as it changes. But that's where it's just like, you know, I keep a Kobe mentality for the most part. And I'm at the point in my career where I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've got to perform on hella big stages with the biggest artists. I've passed 1 million streams. You know what I mean? I got worldwide music being played. Like, the pressure is off at this point. Like, you did some shit. Left your hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you made it out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, take the pressure off, young man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to just really get back in that Zen mode. Take the pressure off, bruh. Just be cool with it. Just chill. Make music. Put that shit out. Dope art, and the people gonna fuck with it.
Yep.
So you mentioned that, you know, the Out of Townerz, you know, you guys broke up, or they broke up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? How does one deal? How do you deal with situations like that? Even with losing friends or with gaining new friends? Like, what's that like for Mike Styles?
That is a great question, man, because that's a big part of my life, right? Losing people, kind of a common theme here.
Well, yeah, because you move from city to city or whatever, you know.
Whether it's physically, never seeing them again, right? Mm-hmm. Or mourning, I'm moving.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm state to state. Yeah. Whether that be homies in the military, homies from high school, homies from college. Yeah. I got homies everywhere. I got family everywhere, which is incredible on my journey. But
that's a blessing. Yeah.
It has its ups and downs, you know what I'm saying, for sure. I would say the Out of Townerz situation was unique because, who I started it with was one of my best friends for like 8 years. So we fell out. We just didn't see it the same way as far as the business side and how we approached it. There were some things I could have did better for sure, looking back. You know, not disappointed at, you know, speaking up for the things I felt needed to be spoke up for, but I'm always going to look inward and say there was room for improvement on my side. And I just felt emotions just got involved. So unfortunately, you know, how do you deal with that? Like, I lost a brother in the process, you know. We don't talk like we used to at all. Try here and there. I got none but love. None but love for my guy. Monte, I love you, big dog. Yeah. Real shit. But, you know, people come and go. Moments come and go. Cherish them for what they were. Yeah. And that's what I focus on. Okay. I focus on, what did I learn? How can I apply that to the next situation, the next chapter of my life? Wish them well. I want to see you doing good. And you got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? In those situations. Because life don't stop, man. Yeah. Shit, Kobe died. Life don't stop.
Yeah.
Shit, that globe kept spinning.
Yep.
Most
that's true.
You know, that's crazy. And that's something that Monte said. That's something he talked about right after he passed. We was together when he passed. And he was just like, man, that's crazy. Like, Kobe's really just a blip on the timeline, just like the rest of us. Yep. It was like, he keeps going. So
crazy to think.
That's how I deal with kind of, you know, I guess moving on from things. I don't say losing things, because like, you can always have the memories for sure. Yeah. And that's how I choose to look at life rather than the opposite side. I don't want to focus on all that other shit. I don't want to have some image that it went down this way. I'd rather I'll be real, I'd rather take the rose-colored glasses. Yeah. That doesn't mean I'm not learning from the situation. That doesn't mean it'll ever be the same relationship. You know what I'm saying? But how I choose to view that relationship, I'm going to view it as something that can be positive and use to move forward rather than something that's negative that's going to like hurt me. That's what I've learned from trauma healing. It's just a whole different situation. But then you talk about new friends. New friends is interesting, man. It's like, because we grown. I'm 34. You know what I'm saying? So we grown. Yeah. You know, like, I like going out, but I'm not out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With the young cats. So making friends at this age and like with people's schedules and their partners and their kids and, you know, trying to get close, it takes things like this that bring people together. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but then, you know, how do you nurture that relationship? It's like, do your paths cross enough for it to make sense for you to pour your energy into that someone else? And are they going to be able to pour back into you and things like that? And that's kind of what I've learned over the years is that, you know, you have to be balanced with how much you give for sure. You have to make sure you're giving and pouring into yourself, you know, that you're replenishing your cup. And sometimes you don't need to give it all. Yeah. You know, you can give way too much too often. And sometimes you need to just water yourself. And that's something I'm focused on right now. That's dope. Because it's just is what it is.
How do you do that? How do you kind of
hold on before we continue? I gotta do something with the cameras because they're about to cut off.
Okay.
But we're gonna take a pause. We'll be right back, and give you guys some more stuff with Mike Styles, man. We'll be right back.
Hey.
All right, and we're back. What were you saying? You were gonna answer a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It seems like from what we see is that you have a good support system here in Utah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I could go all day. I would say, first and foremost, my partner, Allie, she holds the fort down.
Hey.
When I'm out and about.
Yeah.
She with the dog at the crib right now, chilling.
I'll have to press that one.
Absolutely. So, she's first and foremost.
Okay. Yeah.
And then from there, my young OGs, young OG perspective, Lonzo, Londo, Miguel, Troy, they keep my feet on the ground.
Hey, Tao Alonso, we're still waiting for because he keeps on, every time he sees me, he would say, hey, man, when you going to jump on the podcast, young OGs? And I'm like, hey, let us know the dates.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Let them know.
Sitting with the creative director. Cool. We're going to talk about it. So I got my young OGs, man. And then, I don't leave anybody out because there's a lot of people. But I really just be chilling for the most part. Like, I'm with my girl, I'm with the dog, or I'm with the pod, or I'm at work.
Okay.
For real. But in the industry, I would say the entertainment, or I like to call it the creative space. Okay. As far as the space of creatives, I had so much support there. Yeah. Most recently, Show Love Club and Nakomi did a pop-up. My boys Taylor and Gabby brought me out to perform. Embraced me, put me in that. Shout out to Lovers SLC. You know what I'm saying? The whole Lovers family, Spaz. Always showing love, looking out. My Sky family, L&E, Bangarang, Bangarang. That's my brother, man. We both been working, so I ain't really seen him like that. I got a text in my phone there. We got to link back up. Teddy, my big dog Teddy, Michael McHenry, always looking out, doing shows. Diamond, my videographer, you know what I'm saying? So there's Tristan over at High Minded Studios. Okay. He recorded the whole project.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Big shout out Tristan.
Yeah.
Got me on the spot out here.
I mean,
it's a lot of, my job, my job supports me. They support my music career too. They love that. They love Mike Styles.
That's dope.
On my job. So it's cool that I can kind of be the entertainer, a little bit more than 50-50. It's more, I can be 75-80.
Hey, cool, man.
Michael Brewer and Mike Styles are one and the same.
Yeah.
But feeling like I'm able to have that personality, always out and look fly like this, and just go to work and be myself, all the way myself. That's always cool to be able to kind of do that and express it on a daily basis.
Well, that is dope because the name suits you, bro. Like every time I see you, you're always swagged out, bro. Hell yeah.
Not by accident.
Yeah, and where'd you get that fashion, that sense of fashion, bro?
Man, my grandpa Ralph was fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool, man. He used to dress me for my basketball games.
Okay.
We used to have to wear button up and ties.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that many options, and we were very, very similar in size. So he gave me, let me borrow shirts and tie combinations, and then would give me some here and there. And eventually I kind of just got some, you know what I mean, over time. Some of them joints, you get to them favorites. Sorry, grandpa, you just let me hold this. So, early on in high school, that was putting the colors and coordination together. He really, really had a big impact on that. But I'm just OCD for real. So everything just got to match.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So at the beginning of the day, it was man, my kicks just got to match my shirt.
Yeah.
And my shirt got to match my hat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then eventually that turned into just everything got to just be on point.
Okay.
What is it? You're correct me if I'm wrong, because I have no sense of fashion, bro.
Yeah.
But does your hat have to match your shoes, or does it have to match your belt, or how does that work? Is
it's different for everybody.
Okay.
There's no there's no rules to fashion. That's number one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's number one. There's no rules to this shit.
Dress
how you want to dress.
I got you.
Yeah.
Now, putting shit together is a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? Making cohesion, just like a painting. You know what I'm saying? Understanding proportions, all those different things. Because it's like you could do it in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? There's a billion styles. Like I said, there's no right or wrong answer.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. It's like it's a thing I love to do. I like putting shit together.
Hey, bro, like no doubt, bro. Like you do a good job on that, bro. Like your sense of fashion is there, bro. So
Thank you,
definitely, bro.
I feel like it's just art.
Yeah.
You know, when I look at stuff, I'm like, does that embody me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that I'm able to embody, just a lot of different styles. You know, that's the cool thing. Like I can wear. I think it's fun to dress up. You know what I mean? A lot of different shit. Like I could put on skinnies. You know, tuck a shirt in and put on a leather jacket and feel grease lightning and feel cool. Like, be cool. Okay. You know, I could put on the punk rock shit. I could do the white beater with all leather and the boots. You know, I've done it. You know, I can do New York with the Timbs and the baggy jeans and the fitteds. You know, all of the different stuff. And then I also can put a suit and tie on too. You know, if I really need to, want to. And I just thought it was cool because they reflect all the different versions of me that I actually have. Like I do a lot of shit. Y'all see a hip hop podcast, you know, your everyday version of Mike. You know, you got an athlete, you know, so there's a certain way you gotta dress when you're an athlete. You know, there's a certain way you gotta dress when you go into like a gala or something. I'm just in so many different spaces. I'm blessed to be in these different spaces. But you know, from that I've been able to just find different ways to just put shit together and appreciate it. So
you mentioned something real quick, and I'm sorry, you probably had a question, but you mentioned something about like doing the podcast and also being I mean you're an artist, music artist. Does that take away from one or the other? Like you know what I'm saying? Because like people get to know you in the podcast world and then people get to know you in the music world, and is it different? You know what I'm saying? Does it ever, is there a balance that you have to keep?
I think there's a personal balance. I don't think it hurts as far as marketing. Nah, I'm everywhere.
Okay, all right.
That's the goal. You know what I mean? And at first, I didn't necessarily embrace that as much. Like I always say, oh, this is another opportunity to do something I enjoy, but it's also more content, shows versatility. Yeah. You know, I do want to host more shows and things like that, events, etc., which I'm actually hosting the SOC Fashion Show March the 30th at the Utah State Capitol. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get that in there.
Hell yeah.
You know, I want to do more of that stuff outside of just being, you know, on stage performer. Yeah. You know, I believe I have talents in all those areas. But to answer your question on the back end, like, you have to have conversations sometimes because we have our scheduling. Yeah. You know, I have my own schedule. You know, Lonzo has, the whole squad obviously has lives. Right. And then being able to be there for them, but also be there for myself. Because I have moments where it's like, all right, man, like I'm in album mode, or, you know, I just need a Thursday to myself, you know, or things like that. So, but Lonzo's been really, really supportive and cool about me being Mike Styles, like first and foremost. There are things that for sure he's like, yo, I need you here for this, like, and I've gotten better at balancing the two the longer I've been on the team, and you know, it's a blessing. Like, it's really cool. I enjoy it, you know. Okay. And it's actually cool to be getting interviewed for once in a long time. You know, interviewing so many people, and you know, I have so much going on outside of it. That it's just nice to sit down and kind of talk about like the other shit I got going on.
For sure.
You know, so.
I bet. I say that, and I ask that question because, and I don't know how you feel about this, but like there's certain people that and artists, right? And not here in Utah, is like outside of Utah that I see that they're like well known, and then they create a podcast, and it's like as a listener, as a fan, you could say, like I see them talking and kind of like being a podcaster now. It's like it turns me off to their music now. It's like I don't see them the same. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you ever thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and does it matter to you? Probably not.
Nah, I'm trying to embrace it more. You know, like I said, there's definitely an element of that, I think. Yeah. But, you know, there's some people who don't want Mike Styles, the hip hop artist. They want Mike Styles, the podcaster.
True.
That's true.
And vice versa. There's somebody who's like, dude, I don't want to hear you talk on the pod. Like, you cool, but like, I hate when you laugh. Like, I love when you rap. You know what I'm saying? So there's something for everybody. And Hopefully, that draws more attention. But that's what I've always wanted to be. You know what I mean? That's the real thing. Is like I've always wanted to be multifaceted in entertainment. The goal is not just to be a hip hop artist, or a performing artist. Like I'm an entertainer. I can't sing with the best of them, but I can carry a tune. I can rap. I can dance. I can MC. Shows. I can host. I have a creative eye for production. I can direct music videos. I'm not the most technically skilled, I can admit that, but my brain, as far as like ideation and coming up with concepts and helping execute, like I have all of those skills. So to limit them to just being a rapper, for me personally, that's like it's disrespect to my artistry.
Most def.
So I try to put that out there more, is what I'm trying to say, so people kind of realize that and just give myself more opportunity.
So what would be something that, if you weren't rapping, and if let's say, I'm saying like a blue collar job, not even a blue collar job, just a job, what can you see yourself doing if you weren't rapping or being in the creative world?
If I was out of entertainment?
Yeah.
Shit, man, they don't pay enough, but put me in the sneaker store all day.
Oh, shit, okay.
I'm slanging sneakers, bro. Come on, like,
okay.
It's, man, it'd be like to work at a place like Vice, but be able to like not worry about like your bills. Like I get to be in an art gallery.
Yeah.
I get to look at shoes all day. I get to help people get fly, feel their best, look their best, get their best gear.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Have a community impact. It's Mike, bro. Hey, man, I got the new hot shit. What you need?
What do you need?
Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm just trying to be that for real.
Hey, so
Yeah,
it's like
if we're just doing everyday stuff.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
work at Champs. I used to work at
Okay.
Champs. Just work at Foot Locker. I worked at Locker Room by Lids for a minute. I worked at Sunglass Hut. So I was in retail space for a minute. So I probably do my favorite version of retail, which is
that's
sneaker
dope, dog.
store.
Hell yeah.
1000%.
So you would still keep the name, Mike Styles.
Probably.
It would still fit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Or the other one's basketball coach.
Basketball
okay.
coach.
I've actually, on the low, you mentioned basketball coaching
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
in the intro, and I was like, I wanted to bring that back. I was like, yeah, because like from Indiana, that's eat, sleep, and breathe ball. And I was like, what's the number one way you can get back is like, impacting the kids.
Most
You
definitely.
know what I'm saying? Teach them how to take L's.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Teach them how to handle their wins. And
Yep.
like, teach them how to, deal with adversity
Yes.
when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
How to control your emotions. How to channel those emotions to something good.
Hey.
You know what I mean? To be a safe place for those who aren't fortunate to have.
You're teaching me. You're coaching me right now, bro. Whether you know it or not, but it's true.
A coach is, they say it in the NFL all the time. The head coach, you're not just a head coach, you're a leader of men.
Yeah.
That's like the saying, you lead the locker room.
Yeah.
That's on the field, off the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's something I take very serious. Got a lot of coaches in my life that had a huge impact in my life. But sports prepared me for the life that I lived. You know what I'm saying? Like that adversity, that getting hit on a football field when it's 98 degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? You can't breathe.
Yeah, man. Damn.
And you gotta get up. You gotta get up every single time. Some people are like, fuck that. But that'll teach you, you know what I'm saying, how to be resilient.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you do that year round for.
Have you ever thought about doing it for the?
Oh
rap?
yeah,
Just,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I thought about it. It's just the commitment to them.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I'm a music artist, so
that's first for you.
yeah, I have my job.
I
You know, I
respect
do my
that.
day job, and then right after that, it's my family. You know what I'm saying, and my music career. Like so.
Like it should be, bro.
Yeah.
But I tried out. I did 2 days of coaching for AAU league out here. I can't remember what it was called. But it was fun. It was really fun. I got to flex my Air Force background. Straight out of gate. And I'm like, look, I served 4 years in the Air Force. I was like, oh, he was in the military. And I was like, there's 2 ways to do things. I was like, the right way and the wrong way. It's true. I was geek, bro. I was like, because it's honestly, it was another stage. It was just a different stage. Like, you got to know what you know. But at the same time, like, if I can articulate those words just like I did when I was 5 years old in a prayer circle, and articulate these words in writing in 8th grade, creative writing class from Miss Souter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going through my head at big moments of articulating words, and be able to also do it musically, you know, for this many years, and do it through media platforms. Yeah. Then the next version is putting those words into the youth. Yeah. You know what I mean? For the next generation and pass that on, and hopefully have an impact on them, you know, like people had an impact on me. So, but, you know, I just take it so seriously, and I'm a hoop nut. So I know if I do that, like, I got to really, because I'm going to be Xing on every day. I'm going to be like, who are my guys? Okay, I got these 8, man. He can't dribble for nothing. But how we going to get him there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's the work. That's where you gotta be ready to show up for them kids.
For sure. For sure. Do you still ball? Like, have you...
You mentioned it, and I was cracking up because you was like, man, I was hurting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I'm trying to get back out there.
Yeah, are you?
I'm trying. Yeah, man. I played the other day at EOS. Yeah. I ain't play. I didn't play.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That it means, like, am I going all out?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Am I running fives?
Okay.
No. This was 3-on-3 with a half court, and the sides was cut off.
Yeah.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
shit.
From far away. I'm catching it. I'm just shooting it before you can play defense.
My God.
See, and that's my problem, man. Whenever I get on the court, I start playing like I'm 20,
bruh,
and it's like I can't do that no more.
How old are you?
31. I'm not that, you know, I'm not.
That's where it starts.
But I'm like,
that's where it starts.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I can't believe this.
It's hard because you say you're a defender, so I get it. And you're just like, man, like, I gotta lock up.
Yup, exactly.
You can't cook me.
Exactly.
Like, that's me. Like, I was a scrappy defender. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was not the most offensively gifted player, but my football background being just physical, quick feet, all that stuff, you know, I would lock up. I guard most of the time the best player at the guard position. I guard the best guard. And every time I step in the court, if you score on me, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
And my mom like, hell nah. Yeah. Like, nah. But if I lock you up, that's way better than you getting the bucket on me. Yep. Why? Because you knew where you was going. You knew what you was going to do.
Yeah.
I had no idea where you was going. I didn't know what you was doing. Yeah. But guess what? You ain't put that shit in the hole.
Down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hold you to 0 points. Yeah. That's the goal. Yep. Fuck it. I don't got to score. You ain't scored either.
Yeah.
That's so I feel you.
Okay. Yeah, man. I was fucking hurting, man. I was hurting.
Hey, man. Icy hot. Yeah. You know, get you a foam roller, hypervolt.
For real.
Yeah,
for real.
All right, man. Getting back to the music stuff, man. Utah. Getting back into the whole community with this. You know, what are some things that you would want to change within the community when it comes to the music community, the hip hop community?
Man, that's a tough question. Not a whole lot would change. Okay. I think it's doing really well.
Okay.
Quite frankly, compared to what people told me it was before. You know, I've heard there were a few runs, you know, back in the middle of the 10s. There were some people that had a few runs out here. I can't think of names off the top of my head, but I love what's going on. DJ Juggy, Slap Lake City's giving a platform for those who just need to, you know, get up there and get consistent performance time. You know, building a fan base, building your audience. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a great place for people to just get on the stage right away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Incredible. Yeah. I believe, you know, the other things, let's see. I love that, like, they're putting local openers on a lot of things. Yeah. I think that happens. Now, granted, that doesn't happen by just sitting at home. You do have to go network. Yeah. But these shows, I'm a testament to that. I'm still a local guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, not from here, but I live here and I call this home. So they could put anyone on those stages, but they pick a hip hop artist. So, you know, they give out opportunities. You know, you got to earn them. But, you know, the right people, you can get opportunities. So you got to put yourself out there. So I love that. I love what Dre Rocker's doing. You know what I'm saying? Up at the station. Yeah. Dre, what's up, man? What's up? I got you right here. All Rock Media. Right
All
here.
Rock Media, man. That's our brother
what's
right
up?
there, man.
Yeah.
Hit me. I'm ready.
Hey,
Come on, man. No, but I really love what he's doing with his platform. He's consistently done that for a long time.
Most
You know, I know
definitely.
that. I
Yes.
know that for sure. So I'm definitely ready to hopefully get up there, visit him.
Hell yeah.
In the next couple months.
I'll make sure to highlight this so you can hear this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he does incredible work. For one,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
most
So
definitely.
just haven't sat down with him since Utah verse. So that was
Yes.
been a minute.
damn,
You
it's
know,
what,
he
2
always speaks
years?
highly. Yeah, he always speaks highly of me.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious what he thinks about the journey. And I know he's an OG pioneer in this
Yep.
game. He's been
Yep.
around for a minute. So I just value his opinion, quite frankly. So
Yeah.
and I know he has a very high quality platform.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
definitely just love to, that's really it. I think that it's doing well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Compared to places I've come from and
Yeah.
opportunities, I think the hip hop scene is doing pretty well.
Okay.
So, in your opinion, you know what I'm saying, not to take away from what you're doing or you haven't done yet, but what do you think it's lacking, Utah's lacking, or Salt Lake City's lacking for that artist to rise up and really go mainstream, like blow up? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you've blown up personally?
At times, but no.
Okay. So what does it take? What do you think it takes? What do you think it's gonna?
I think there's a lot of context. There's like layers to it.
Okay.
Some people think small scale. Some people think just county. There's somebody that's the dopest rapper in Provo right now. He might have thought he blew up based on where he's at.
Yeah.
And then from there, you gotta go to the next level, right? It's just like the G League. You got the NBA. You got overseas, Euro League, all that different stuff. So for me, the way I see it, I'm one away from the majors. That's how I felt for a very, very long time. Like I've been right there, just in the G League, trying to get this 10-day contract, then trying to turn that into, a 2-year, $64 million type situation. So the way I look at it is I think I've had a surgence within the community for sure. Like there's not a lot of rooms that I walk in that I don't know someone or they don't know me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
To the point to where I was out networking, grinding, late nights, no sleep, drinking too much, whatever comes with networking. And that's all paid off now to where it's like I feel like I can pick up the phone, call the people I need to call.
Yeah.
I want to do something, send an email. I want to go to a show that's in the city, send an email. You know what I mean? That's fruits of labor. Bringing it back to your point.
Hey.
The shit ain't come, easy. So do I feel like I'm well known? Yes. Do I feel like I've blown up? No. And what does that take? A combination of things. I think it takes a good record, a really good record.
Okay.
You got to have a good record.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good records out here. A lot of talented artists. Some of my favorite. Bobby and Vanu, crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Just heard Heva on the radio today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's people out here that are right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respectfully just speak of myself highly because that's what you're supposed to do. That's
Yep.
the industry I'm in.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Hip hop is a sparring sport, and it is what it is.
Yes.
And there's only room for so many of us at the top.
Hey, you're right.
You
You ain't lying
we can all
about
make
that.
music together. We can all collab together, but we all go on runs.
Yeah.
Trying to go on one.
Yeah.
So y'all got something to say about it? What's happening?
Someone's probably out there
You know what I'm
saying,
saying? Fuck with me.
Yeah.
Fuck
Hell
with me.
yeah.
yeah.
Let's do a record. Fuck with me like that then. Come hang with your boy. For sure. But I think it takes a really, really
Do
dope
it.
record. I think it takes money. It takes a lot of money to break an artist.
Yeah.
I've been learning a lot. Like we talked about, just learning through life and experience. And I do know that I was doing some research, and nowadays it's like $100K.
Damn.
You really want to break an artist, which means get them like nationally known to an extent, or on charting, trending on charts, radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not TikTok. That's part of it.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about real places that's spinning your shit.
Yeah.
100,000.
Yeah, media tours.
Yeah.
Rap Radar.
Bro, you know what I could do with 100,000?
LA Leakers.
Hey.
Yeah.
Getting the shit. You gotta be able to move, you gotta be able to fly, you gotta be able to eat, you gotta have lodging, you gotta look fresh everywhere you go, you gotta have a team to document that shit. Like that costs fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you think doing that every day on something like, we're just talking just like a media tour. And that's something to promote a record.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's what matters, the music.
Yeah.
And you know, to do that locally when we don't have, when I say backing, when none of us artists are rich.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I don't see any
Anyone,
up and coming artists that's just out here blowing dough. But you know, sometimes you see those people who are blowing dough but aren't very talented. Respectfully, I don't see that out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone who's grinding and making a wave in this local scene has talent. I just think it takes support. You know, it takes. It takes the radio, and they're doing. Like I said, Dre's doing a great job with that. Like I know they have a whole program up there, so it's not like you can just play local artists whenever you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you gotta be able to get those in when you can, and then it's like I said, the fact I heard Hiva today, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so it just takes a lot in a lot of those different facets. I don't really think there's a one size fits all answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
just basically perspective.
yeah. And it's just Utah's a state that is valued within nature.
Yeah.
I talk to people about this all the time. Like the biggest difference between like the Midwest and out here, you're competing against nature for real.
Oh shit.
Like, you know, in the Midwest, it's like the people that ain't got shit to do, that don't live in like the country, like they're at every single bar, every club, everywhere looking for some shit to do because there's nothing to do.
Oh shit.
Out here, man, people skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking, rock climbing, you know what I'm saying? Lakes,
Yep.
driving the state, seeing monuments, all those. You're competing with the outdoors. Damn. So, not saying hip hop doesn't resonate with those same people, but it's like if those people aren't frequenting the places we are, you know what I mean? Like we have to figure out how to get our music to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that just comes down to marketing, money, viral sensations. Like you talk about all that. So I mean, like it's not like you can walk down the street and you're gonna run into somebody that's gonna change your life in Salt Lake City for the most part.
Yeah.
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 That's just real. Yeah. Like in the music industry.
Right.
There's a whole lot of other industries out here. You fucking figure out some tech shit out here.
Huh.
You can find some angel investors out here.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
You can get some restaurant backing out here.
Yeah.
But you ain't walking down the street and someone like, hey man, oh shit, I got contacts in LA. Let me just call them real quick. I'll get you a meeting with Def Jam, Rock Nation. That doesn't happen out here. So that's part of it too. But that means that the most attractive thing about what I believe and my competitive side sees is that there's a lane for that. There's a whole wide open lane where it doesn't feel like we're bumping shoulders, and that Utah's like ready for that. Salt Lake City's ready for that because they broke big. Imagine Dragons came out of here. There's all kinds of, but hip hop artists, like it ain't been done yet.
Yeah.
So we just got to keep on trucking. We got to keep driving. We got to keep putting out incredible music. We got to continue collaboration because that's one thing. Like if I collaborate with somebody from Rose Park, not everybody that supports the Rose Park community sees me, and all the people who are downtown, my more business colleagues, you know what I'm saying, the nightclub people, what I frequent, the fashion, art culture that I have, now that person gets exposed to them too. Yeah. So that's a big part of it.
Right.
Your whole community is about to meet me.
Yeah.
My whole community is about to meet y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes that. And then once someone gets through that door, if there's a moment where someone really just loves whomever, it doesn't matter what space it comes in, that person's job is to do their best to reach back and pull someone up.
That's what's up.
And that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's all I've ever wanted to do wherever I go.
Do you feel like, I mean, because there's people, how can I put this? Like with an agenda, right? Just to reach people and just to get a follow, just to get a listen or whatever. But like, what are your genuine feelings about the community, right? Like I think that's a big part. For example, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel Utah is it's family orientated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like is it corny to tap into, you know, the family orientated music where you're making non-explicit music? You know what I'm saying? Is that corny for you?
Nah.
No. Okay.
Nah, not at all. If that's what you want to do, you know, like I said, same thing I said with fashion, man. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Music is a form of expression. So, look at Kanye.
Yeah.
He's been Kanye West, College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He's been Life of Pablo, and then he went gospel on us.
And
then he came back.
Yeah, then he came back. Yeah.
But it's like you can make whatever music you want. It's a matter of, like when I said at the very, very beginning, do you care enough about what the hell everybody else thinks about you or not? Damn. Or are you going to put out what comes to your heart and really put it out there?
Yeah.
And if that means that you feel like making a song that resonates with a non-explicit culture because that feels good to you, then by all means do that. Ain't nothing corny about doing what you want to do.
Well, I mean, you know, for example, like I know Will Smith did that for a long time. He didn't cuss in none of his music.
And he got a Grammy.
I
know that shit was crazy. But he got a Grammy.
Yeah.
Will got in there for us.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then again, then there was a point in time where he kind of went down. Like people weren't really listening to him, especially when Eminem put him on blast, right? When they say Will Smith doesn't have to cuss in his rhymes, or in his lyrics, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. That's some fucked up shit. But anyways, my point being is like then people just like digress from listening to him, and all of a sudden they're listening to you know Eminem and that fucking cussing shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird like what people get into and don't get into.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just to each their own. But I think there's space for it all.
Got you.
Yeah, I just think there's space for it all.
I was always told that like you know every certain amount of years that it's like a cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Everything gets recycled.
Exactly.
Look at the clothes we're wearing these days.
Yeah. They were wearing them back in the 80s, 90s.
Bro, every high school girl that walks down the street looks like she's out of the straight like 90s grunge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's punk rock. There's just no there's no Avril Lavigne, which is more 2000s. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like the emo is here.
Yeah.
Emo's in hip hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? True, like emotional music, like Juice WRLD, all of that came. All that was a product of Lil Wayne. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just so we know.
Yeah.
And then now that's coming full circle into the clothes that everybody's wearing. Yeah. You know, and then into the music that they're making, which I think is dope. You know, I don't love it all. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no issues with it. You know what I'm saying? The youth guide everything. So, you know what I'm saying? You either listen or don't. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Get in there, figure out how you can connect with them or don't. Yeah. But don't hate on them just because you don't like some shit. Like that's fucked up.
Hey, you know, honestly, I never in a million years thought that I would like lose my slang or like lose the terms that I use, and you know what I'm saying? I never really and then I started listening to all these kids like talk, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Your asses off.
Yeah, exactly. And I ain't gonna lie, I am. But you know what I'm saying? It's just interesting. Times do change, and sometimes you can keep up with them, and sometimes even if you do keep up with them, you look foolish keeping up with them. So you know. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you gotta stay true to you, man. Yeah. You definitely gotta be you.
Yeah.
And you know, do your best to learn from them, just like we want them to learn from us.
Most definitely.
So I think kids is cool, man. That's all we all are, kids. Yeah. We ain't grown ups, cool. Whatever you want to call it, adults, cool. We're just a bunch of kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? We just got big.
The Bible even says you got to be a kid to enter the kingdom of heaven. So you know what does that say?
We're and the thing is, we're all just trying to create the grown-up version of our childhoods for the most part. If you ask anybody, what'd you want as a kid? Oh man, I wanted a pool. Yeah. All right. You know, girls wanted, you know, whatever they were talking, Barbie dolls and all of this different things. Not to get into that gender area. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm gonna just stop now. But it was like nowadays you might have that big vanity and you know the makeup, and you might have your jewelry station like you used to play with dressing up. Like we all just want to do the best adult version of our childhood if we can.
That's true. That's true.
Most definitely.
When it comes to creating music, what mindset are you in, and what's the vibe like when you go into the studio?
Yeah, it's changed over the years.
Okay.
The traditional version, which is still relatively used, just not as frequent right now because I'm so busy, was really like come home from a day of work. Thursdays are my favorite nights to work and or go out. It's Friday Junior for some reason. I just get real excited for like Friday's nothing. I always just knew if I could slide through Fridays the weekend anyway, so I ain't got to do shit at work. Fuck it, like it's the weekend. I work, you know what I'm saying? Like don't, you know, if you going somewhere, don't do that now. Do your work. Set your Monday self up for success. But Thursday night, come home, you get the vibes going at the crib. Probably start, you know, eat something. Put some like low lights on. You know, I always had some glow lights. I had a red light bulb in my room as a kid. Like, oh, you know what I mean? So I had like, before we was doing Govee lights, I had me one. So I always had the mood going, get the lights low and shit. Probably light me a candle or something, make sure it's smelling good in there. I'm eating, smoke something maybe. Definitely probably drinking something because I was going through some shit. So that was the old version, but it was like I would just drink a lot when writing, you know, to let it out. I'd have to kind of get it a little loose. Now I'm more like to enjoy the actual drink for what it is versus back then I was drinking. I didn't like the taste of it necessarily. I did, but I was drinking it to really just kind of numb my feelings.
Gotcha.
And then writing was the way to try to help heal them, like purge them. But now it's very similar. I'm just not drinking with the intention to like numb my pain for the most part.
Gotcha.
Okay. You know, I'm really just, if I'm drinking, it's just because I feel like drinking. That's the way I like to relax.
Okay.
If I'm smoking, I do get hella creative when I smoke, especially sativa. I love smoking sativa. It just helps with my mood. You know, I had a lot of depression and different shits like that. So I really did fall in love with marijuana because it like made me happy. If I ever got like depressed, you know, if I ever needed to eat, it was gonna make me eat. You know, I mean, I definitely used it as medicinal, and then, you know, loved it for recreation as well over time. So like my association with, you know, marijuana is definitely helps me with my depression, like 1,000%. So you know, I like to smoke because it just gives that boost of serotonin, gets me real happy. And then I'll just put, usually by that time I walk into the studio, I had some beats playing, like if the studio used to be in the living room or in my bedroom, so I was like whatever. And then I just start kind of pacing around and with some beats on and going kind of into my zone, and, you know, start throwing some shit in the air. And typically I type it. Some days I write it if I really, really, really want to feel like I'm releasing something, like some of the difficult things that I'm coming up with. I have to like write it down. It's like, bro, you gotta see it. Otherwise it ain't real. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's weird. But it's real.
But it works.
It works. It works. Some of my best songs I wrote on actual paper.
Okay.
And then, you know, you just go in, you start playing shit, shuffling shit, and most of them I come up with something.
Okay.
You know, just about every time. And then from there it's how much time do I really have? Like, what do I have on my plate the next day? Can I really burn the candle tonight? And just stay up and like rock this thing out? Because I don't like to, it's hard for me to stop once I start something sometimes.
Okay.
You know, so I'll go until I get exhausted, and then I'm like, all right, you need to go to bed.
That's how it works sometimes.
I mean, what I envision, like, usually, I guess the popular thing is, you know, having the homies there, you know, blasting music, you know, blunts rolling around, and then, you know, I guess it's mostly like the documentary type of.
Nah, get the fuck out.
Yeah, is that how you are? You're like, okay,
nah, like, okay. If I bring you to a studio session, you're special.
Okay.
Damn.
Like, dead ass.
Damn.
I'll bring you to a studio session, like I fuck with you. That means I like your energy.
Okay.
Because that's the one thing I don't play with. I don't play with fucking, don't fuck up my energy when I'm like trying to write or record.
Damn.
Like don't be negative. Don't making this shit about you. Like, you know what I mean? You got a great idea. Like, cool. Let's go. Like, let's write some shit together. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm working. Like, I don't need ass twerking, people smoking, all that shit. Like, I'll go to the club if I want that shit. Like, and then I'll come back and write about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in the midst of it all, like, I have to concentrate. You know what I'm saying? As a lyricist, I really like to concentrate. I like to, and I run my shit back. So it's like, I'll write whatever, first 4 bars. And then I'm like rapping. I'm like, all right, it'll run. And once it gets to where it feels like it's somewhat of a decent chunk of a verse,
right,
I play the song over and over and over and only rap that part until the next line like kind of comes. So therefore, I'm practicing at the same time.
Okay.
So by the time I write the song, I had 3/4 of the song memorized just because I kept rapping it. And I wanted to feel good, so I'm like, and then when it comes, like, oh, there we go.
It's there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So versus sometimes getting stuck on that one line and just like trying to recite it, I'm like, you feel it better if you perform it, and then you're just like, I don't know. That's kind of how I do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, have you ever made like a club song? And if you haven't, will you? And you know,
I think maybe. I don't know.
Would you,
honestly?
you know what I'm saying? Like, would you have people in there to make it feel like a club? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like in the video.
Oh, but not while you're the whole process of the songs happening.
If that comes naturally, then yes.
Okay.
But like typically, I'm not setting my studio session up. Like that. Like I might write a song based on us hanging out and partying.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened too often with the studio there. Like we go, like when I'm in LA with Trey, we're talking about like we'll lock ourselves in the studio and we'll step outside to smoke, and there might be 3 or 4 of us, but we're all creators.
Okay.
But intentionally, you haven't gone into the studio and be like, I'm gonna create a fucking club banger. Like intentionally, you haven't done that.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm more of like, I do try to make hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've definitely tried to make a hit before.
Right.
But I don't know if club banger and hits are the same thing anymore, but I've definitely tried to make more like anthem hit style where I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna
vibe
run
to this.
one
Yeah.
back. They're gonna vibe. They're
Okay.
gonna like this one.
Okay.
But like I'm not really. Yeah, it's just part of my bag I need to get into, I guess.
Well, okay, and so because you said you have, you know, DJ Bangarang, all these other DJs, you know what I'm saying, that you could go up to them and be like, hey man, listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Is this a club banger?
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I'm getting there with stuff like that. Like I do want more music that can be played in those environments, and a lot of times it's from my show.
Okay.
You know,
True.
I create like the music I make when I make it as well. I'm like, how would the crowd react to this next line?
Yeah.
How would the crowd be involved? Like if I was to deliver this right from the start, how am I gonna do it on a mic stand? Is it an intro type record?
Yeah.
You know, once I get kind of a feel for it, I'm like, all right, like how are we feeling? I kind of established like what we're feeling in the beginning based on the beat. Like I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like this would be great at a show. Like this would be a middle of the pack song, or this would be a great closing song or a good opening song. Like it doesn't always happen that way, but I definitely think about the performance element as I'm writing it. Just about every song.
Damn.
Which can be good and can be bad because you're like, just make music.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna perform every song that you ever make.
Yeah.
And that's what some of the new music's about. It's just like, just make music, man. Like don't get too caught up in the like I understand I need a couple more records that I'm filling out my live performance, because it's got to a point where I'm like, oh, this shit is really, really fun. Like I have everything I can need for every environment. Like I can perform in an art gallery like a pianist and like rap smooth shit.
Yeah.
Or I could go take my shirt off at Granary Live and go to the front row and fucking mob with the kids.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So like I have like one more record that comes after this called Return of the Jedi. That's pretty tough. So hopefully that makes it to the world.
Hell yeah.
But you know, I got a first draft to mix it out. But that's just another like that's a banger. I like to say banger rather than like club banger.
Okay.
Because who plays shit in the club anymore?
That's true.
I'm not saying they don't.
No. But it's true. Like it's not as it was back in the day, I guess. When as soon as it's in the radio or whatever, like damn, they play
I feel
it.
like sometimes I don't know what the fuck they play in the club. I be liking it.
Yeah.
I be liking it. I'm like, bro, I don't know what this is. I don't know because there's so many open format DJs now, and all the genres are blended.
Yeah.
So if y'all ain't been out in a minute, it's like they blend everything together.
Yep.
That's true.
I'm dancing salsa now, so I have to start dancing like hip hop and shit.
Yeah,
Like, it's weird,
I'm
you know
saying
what
like
I'm
I'm crip walking in. I'm not banging.
For real.
I'm not banging.
I'm not banging.
Nah, that's true.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. When you create something, who's the first person you show the song to? Like, hey, check this out.
Cody gets a good handful
Okay.
of records first, for sure. I really trust his opinion. As another artist. Allie, my girl,
Okay.
I've got to a point where she hears a lot of it, which is
Okay.
cool. I like her opinion. She's pretty good opinion on music. She has real good taste.
Are you ever afraid she's gonna like? Well, I'm pretty sure she probably doesn't. Like criticize it in a bad way, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I'm asking for your opinion, so I have to be prepared for you to,
To be honest.
Yeah, I can't set my own expectations
Yeah.
on your opinion. Like that's
true.
to set myself up for disappointment.
That's true. Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like I asked her for what she thinks. So, but outside of me and the engineer, once I feel good about it, I do send it to a couple homies here and there. But I don't do it for approval. I'm just like, hey man, I got this
Check
record.
this
This shit
out.
hard.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
did some new shit, but I think it's tough. Here you go.
Okay.
Like check it out. And most of the time they like it. So I don't really have to worry about negative feedback. Because I don't really look to anyone for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I'm not
like you
opposed.
should.
I'm not opposed to it.
Right.
If that's kind of what I know you as, and we're creating is that. But I think that's a lot of times like that's why it's so important. You got the right people around you, man. It's like I don't need you to critique my art when I don't even know your credentials.
Yeah.
Do you measure up to what my credentials?
True.
You could be on the board at the Grammys. I don't fucking know you. Like
Hey, that's
I don't
that's-
know.
that's
I
true.
don't know you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not to say I have a bunch of yes men around me, but it's just like, what have you done to validate why I should like listen?
To your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone else,
Yeah.
well, let's say someone outside of the group of your group that you would send your music to, who is someone that you would send your music to? Like, would it be like a Dr. Dre, and if he approves it, like then it's damn, like this is it?
Oh, like who's my person that green lights? Like I'm like, all right, like
Yeah.
stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Probably Trey.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trey. Trey's just a hype man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a yes man, but Trey breathes life into me all the time. He thinks I'm like the coldest writer.
Hey.
And he's been in rooms with like Ty Dolla $ign, Wiz Khalifa, writers camps, things like that. So,
Damn.
I think he's an incredible writer too. So for him to tell me my shit's hidden, I'm always like hell yeah.
That's
you know
dope.
what I'm saying? So, especially he does a lot of stuff for TV and film, and he just has real industry credentials. You know what I'm saying? So when he says it, I always get hyped. My engineer Dakota, we just did this whole project, and I remember he was like, yeah, what was it, Pop My Shit? I think he said Pop My Shit. That was my favorite one of this whole thing so far. And it was like he never really commented on the other two for real. Like he likes them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he likes them. But he didn't like go out of his way to comment. He just said this shit to us like, yo, that Pop My Shit. It's like, it's probably my favorite. I just sent the verse mix. Probably the favorite one that I've worked on with us.
Oh damn.
I think something like that. I have to look.
Yeah.
But that shit means something because they get music all the time. Like they're working with a lot of different artists and a lot of different projects. They're mixing all kinds of different sounds, so they really get to hear, what's out there.
Yes.
So for those guys to, to validate me, like, not that I necessarily need it, but it does mean something.
Yeah, definitely.
And outside of that though, like, I keep my shit pretty close to the chest. Like,
That's cool.
Like I wouldn't even have sent y'all music if I didn't think I was in love with it yet.
Oh, wow.
And that was like, that's very dope that you did send the music, bro, because I don't know why. I mean, definitely we're a podcast and we would never like violate nobody's trust. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're sending this music like this. One song that I want to get into because you said that is Lake Talk.
Yeah.
That's the title of one song in this new singles that you're dropping, right?
Yep.
So what's that one about, man? Because I haven't had a chance to hear that one especially.
Yeah. Lake Talk is an interesting record.
Okay.
It kind of, to be fair, there was a conversation on y'all's platform that just inspired me to want to kind of do a public service announcement.
Hey.
In my personal opinion. So, I did that. And I just addressed something that I didn't agree with, and I did it on wax.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to tell my side of the story based on a conversation that was had up here.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
So,
okay. So you kind of explain it in the song. All right. So as soon as when I listen to it, I'm gonna know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not really negative in my opinion. It's just my perspective on the situation, and it's giving my background and my viewpoint.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's really no harm in it. It's just one of those things where, you know, I'm a hip hop artist.
Hey.
Yeah.
And there was a hip hop artist that came up here and talked a lot.
Okay. And
you kind of
So I decided
addressed it.
So I decided to do it how hip hop artists do it.
That's what's up, bro. Hey, respect.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And
there's mad love. There's mad love for that person. You know what I'm saying? There really is. But
yeah,
it's just, once again, this is just a safe space, music, to get
do
your
it.
shit off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be vulnerable. Be honest.
Like you said, this is hip hop.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I just wanted to back it up with, you know, just show up. Period. You know what I'm saying? So let me prove you wrong. Let me show you. Let me show you why I feel like your opinion was misconstrued on the situation.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. First of all, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, for naming it that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's pretty cool. You're addressing it. Once they hear it, are they gonna know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's not for negativity.
Right.
I can say that. And I know there's a part of hip hop culture that's like, nah, fuck all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man, there's a difference between that and this. And this is just all right, you know, you didn't want to have a conversation about it, so you said your part. I'm gonna just say my part.
Yeah.
So,
I just happened to put it on a record.
wax. Let's do this.
I feel like competitiveness in the hip hop game is necessary,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know. I just feel like that's the history of it.
Yeah.
And that's
So
what keeps it going.
Keeps it going.
Keeps
in a
it
sense.
honest.
Yeah.
Keeps it honest, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a sparring sport at times. Who's got the sharpest pen?
Ooh, penmanship. Yes.
That's what that record's about. Who's got the sharpest pen then?
Yeah.
So you know, how long did it take you to write this song? And you know, like, you know, what was the vibe like in the studio for you when writing this song?
I mean, it was a record that just came together over time.
Okay.
Yeah. It. You know, the second verse I wrote, I don't know, shortly after the situation, and then the first verse was just a lyrical exercise.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really, I just want to make my presence known. And not just naming it, you know, Lake Talk because the podcast, but it's like, Talk of the Lake.
Yeah.
I'm the Talk of the Lake.
Yeah.
That's it.
No harm, no foul, bro. That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
It is
So
what it
it's
is.
like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what, you know, I think that's what the podcast's all about. We talk about everything about the lake, and it is, that's a good title, bro. I love it.
Let's get it.
When does it drop?
It's the last record. It'll come
Okay.
out last.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come out last.
Hey, okay.
So,
That's what's up, bro. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited to listen to it. All right, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? We discussed a lot, man. We're at 2 hours and 32 minutes in.
Damn.
Yes, sir. So, with that being said, bro, is there anything that you think we missed that you want to let our listeners know, man, our viewers know?
Yeah, man. I go by the name of Mike Styles. You know what I'm saying? I got a new project in the meantime. It's on the way. Just some shit I did in the meantime. You know, while I was waiting around for whatever the hell is next. I don't know what is. Hopefully y'all stick around to witness it. New single, Like I'm Famous, on the way. Fruits of Labor on the way. Pop My Shit on the way. Lake Talk on the way. Shout out to Feist Gallery. Style Like Mike. That's about it.
Hey.
One more question before we sign out. Where is your favorite local spot to eat at?
That's a damn good question, boy. Man, so we just moved to the Mill Creek area, so we've been kind of trying to find some new spots. But damn, where do I frequent the most? Shit. I kind of go everywhere, man. But like, I'll give you two.
Okay.
I'll give you like,
That's cool.
because
Oh.
I'm two different type of foodies.
Okay.
I'm like, I like high end food.
Okay.
I kind of got into like high end fine dining.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? My girl got some expensive taste. So do I.
That's good. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I've also got into obviously your regular everyday stuff. So I would say fine dining. I really like Urban Hill.
Urban
Like,
Hill.
yeah, it's over on what is it? 400 West, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Over by where the Post District. It's all the
Okay.
new apartments that they built over there on the west side.
Oh yeah,
Of
yeah,
downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like right there. Anyways, fire. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's incredible. I've been twice. Dude, you ask them, they'll pair the right wine with whatever you're eating.
Damn.
It was developed by. See, this is why I got work on my brain. Stop smoking weed.
Hey, bro.
But there's a restaurant out in Park City
Yeah.
that has like a Michelin star, if I'm not mistaken. And the same people who like produced that restaurant brought
This restaurant.
Urban Hill. Yeah,
Okay.
to downtown.
Urban Hill.
So,
Urban Hill.
Urban Hill.
Well,
you know-
how much are the plates? What are we talking
it's
about?
probably like 80 a person.
Damn.
80 a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
So
shit
you
must
gotta
be
go-
fire.
Hell yeah.
I've only been twice. Like
Okay.
it's like a twice a year situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So but that's how I like to treat myself. You know, everybody likes to treat themselves a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, not to attack people who drink. 'Cause
Yeah.
I drink too, but it's like you'll spend $80 on a bottle of liquor if you really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's $40-$50 for
Yeah.
a fifth. You know what I'm saying? That's some nice shit.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a bottle in a long time. I drink wine, but
Yeah.
now. But it's like everybody just spends their money differently, and that's where I like to spend for fine dining. All right, other side, local spot, Vessel Kitchen Cracks. It's like I said, I'm an athlete. I love being healthy, stuff like that. So it's like really clean eats. They do like different bowls, like you can do like rice and shredded chicken. That was like the Cam Rising bowl is what I get.
Okay.
It's like rice, shredded chicken, cilantro,
Damn.
different shit on top of that. Like, but it's packed with like protein. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's good for you. It's not gonna leave you bloated. All that different shit. They have the hashes there, which is fire, which is like braised beef and like sweet potatoes.
Damn.
Yeah, over rice as well. Like it's crack, bro. It's
Well-
on 9th and 9th.
9th and 9th.
Yeah, and there's one further south too, I think.
Okay.
Why do we do this to ourselves every fucking time? Like we ask this question at the end, and I'm fucking starving now.
But I'll be forgetting. We just went to this Italian spot too, over on 9th and 9th too. It's like brand new. It's only been there like 4 or 5 months.
For real.
And like the dude, the guy moved like his grandparents from Italy over here, and his grandma wakes up like 6 a.m. every day and like makes the pasta.
Damn.
Really?
Dead ass. And then it's like his grandfather makes
The marinara.
the what you call it, the balsamic glaze.
Oh,
So they
okay.
bring it in this little, bro. It looked like a potion. It looked like a little elixir. And they bring it out, and it's like they hold it over like we got risotto, and it's just like one drop, boop, boop, and they just looking at you like when you want to say stop, but they don't like.
They don't like.
Nah, and it's like a 55-year-old like
They don't drizzle it.
recipe type shit. Or something.
Damn.
They had like a guy who would sing like classic like Italian music, like
Oh,
he was singing
shit.
happy birthday to people, but he would come out every like 20 some minutes,
Yeah.
30 minutes, and just sing at a table, for an
Holy
event or some shit. It was cool, man. It was real chill. Like, so that experience was fire, and I got the bolognese.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That
And then she
9th and
got the
9th.
risotto. It's on 9th and 9th. Yeah.
Do you know what it's called?
I can't remember.
Okay.
shit.
Okay. It's all good.
He's like,
I feel you.
forgot
I can't
shit
remember
right
shit.
now.
Me too. Me too.
Dog, I just
Okay.
be going all the fucking time. If I have my calendar, which I don't, I'd tell you.
Gotcha.
That's what runs my life. My Google
Calendar.
calendar. Yeah.
I struggle using that, but that's good that you.
Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah.
Man, got to.
Yeah, for sure.
got to.
For sure.
What's that, bro?
Well, thank you for coming in, bro. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
We thank you for the music that you're dropping.
Yeah.
We're excited to hear what you come out with next.
Most definitely.
And if the listeners haven't heard or are not following Mike Styles, go and do so. We recommend it for sure, man. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we're out.
Peace.
city views, reminiscing about you. Rooftop chilling by the pool. I always seem to rise above the things I used to do. Thankful for my blessings, always showing gratitude. Whoever's watching over, all praises go to you. Kimmy's Chop House, I need a table for two. OG cushion, red wine, always set the mood. A year from now, run it back with the whole crew, manifesting my moves. Yeah. And if I said it, then it's true. How you respond to fame says a lot about you. Money ain't a thing till it starts coming through, and everyone looks at you like you got it. Cause if I'm in the section and the champagne's popping, even though I'm stressed, still gotta keep it solid. But never judge a man by what's inside his wallet. Just know I got it. Remember broke days, wasn't getting paid. Now we front page of the Tribune. Love to my brother June. Arena show coming soon. Y'all niggas couldn't walk a day in my shoes, let alone make my moves. Yeah. You can't do what I do, even with AI. Crossover home records like I'm AI. Giving y'all the gang, Jim Behan. Back kitchen with some good fellas, that's my ties. Rolling up on fine China, guess that makes me Shanghai. Blowing up with every step, knew I was gon' land mine. Shot of Louis 13, buried me in Versailles. I said bury me in Versailles. Yeah. My city loved me like Donovan Mitchell. I was popping before you had a demo. What you ain't get the memo? Making a living, killing instrumentals. It's about time that they catch the tempo. I run shit like tempo. My drive long like a stretch limo. And I never switch sides on my niggas. This is not Nintendo. I ain't playing with them. I just spray and hit them. Popping heads like pimples, aiming straight for the temple. Shark in the water, big fish swimming. Niggas wanna see you fall soon as you start sprinting. Soon as you start winning, don't wanna see you finish. I heard the lake talking, guess a nigga gone fishing. Can't let these niggas out the hook. How the fuck you think you got booked? Let me give you some context. Shit ain't complex. The universe is bigger than Utah, I'm beyond it. Okay, dog, the bone you're picking is far-fetched. Doing all that barking online behind tall fence. Truly astonishing. One thing I promise is to never tear a king down, but you I'm demolishing. Cause I got a problem when niggas claim they got it and they never had it. Now tell me how that's pragmatic. Look at the mathematics. That shit ain't adding up. Y'all need to get y'all business acumen up.